Okay.
All right.
Nope.
Cheers.
Cheers. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking beer.
Oh, goddamn it. I mean, I like.
You guys can hear us, but you can't see us yet,
Ah,
right?
Clink,
We're
clink,
big
clink,
cheeses.
Monsters.
And
Cheers.
now, ready? Aim. Ta-da.
Oh, yeah?
Hi.
Yeah. That's what ta-da was.
Timing is
Hello.
good. Whiskey is also good.
Hooray!
Hi, I am
I
Mac.
did say
No,
like
we're.
3 times.
Oh wait.
I know.
Oh wait. What have I gotten myself into, guys? I'm back in a GM seat. What the fuck? I am Mac, alas,
delightful.
alac Beauvais, and this is Monsterhearts Carefree High Session 0.
This is not Sweet Valley High.
That would be
Yeah.
awkward. But we just sit and we talk about horses, and then some of us eat them.
Oh my god, I would totally play
We
that
could
game.
also do
Are
that
you fucking
here.
kidding me?
Well, yeah, I mean, the setting, there will be horses.
It's Monsterhearts plus Sweet Valley High plus My Little Pony.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Friendship
That we
is
eat the pony.
delicious.
Yes. We eat the ponies.
Where friendship is magic and magic is heresy.
Right.
Yes, I want to go to there, which is not here right now. I'm regretting
Man.
everything about my life.
We've gone off the rails already.
So before
I know.
we dive
That's okay.
too far into it, I'm going to let people introduce themselves because I don't care to. So I'm actually going to start out of order because while I am in the GM seat tonight, I am not the only one GMing this game because the
No.
lovely, voluptuous Adam is my co-GM for this
Ooh, and
horrible
Yes.
train wreck that's coming.
I get to sit next to both GMs.
Yes,
What's up?
It will be. Hi, I'm Adam. I am co-GMing, and I'm playing a character, which we will make in a little bit. Mac and I will both be playing characters. Mac is going to lead the first few games, and then every couple of episodes we'll switch off. When
Yeah,
the
I'm going to just
story
go
is
ahead and set the
right.
bar really low for you.
Awesome.
Nice.
Cool. I need it super low.
Underground.
Yeah.
Bury
And,
it.
I'm expecting this game to carry itself on what it's good for, which is teenage sex monsters.
Oh, yeah.
You don't need to know anymore.
No. Teenagers.
Yes.
Dot, dot, dot.
Right.
Monsters.
Sex.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, now that I've completely thrown off the order,
Yeah.
let's go this way and around.
Oh, yeah. And I'm Tappy, and I have not been in an AP before.
Hooray!
AP virgin.
Yeah, AP
Yes.
virgin. This is the only time on this fucking show you're a goddamn virgin.
Yes.
This is true.
You really need more to drink, sir.
Fair enough.
Load it up.
Yeah, and this kind of came to life on a podcast.
Yeah.
And then
Well, yeah,
just-
because the three of us, they were talking about, oh my god, Monster Hearts
Yeah.
is so great.
Yeah.
Well, then you guys started
Yeah.
posting it, and I think I was also posting about it on
Yeah.
Slack.
Yes.
And all of us were like, wait.
Yeah.
The past
Wait.
converge, but hold on,
Wait.
who's going to
Right.
play and who's going to run
Yeah.
because we want to do everything.
I know,
Yeah.
yeah. That's the problem with this game is I want to play it and
Yep.
run it
Yeah.
every
And
time.
yeah, so
Right.
wise, but that's
Yeah.
why we're sharing the magic.
Exactly, yes. But yeah, Gina and I, my first time on the podcast,
Yeah.
Gina and I were both on together, and the subject came up, and like we both were like, Monster Hearts, gosh.
Yes.
And we looked
Yeah.
at each other with love in
Yeah.
our eyes.
Well, and we did fall in love.
Yes,
Yeah.
we did.
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah. There
Best
was
friends
love.
forever.
Yeah.
Yes. And we were like, we have to make this happen.
Yeah.
So we started talking about it,
Yeah.
and then
And then I showed up, and I'm
Matt
like,
came along and-
like the Kool-Aid man. I'm like, what's up, bitches?
yeah.
Did someone say
Exactly.
Monster
Oh,
Hearts?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking
Love
of
it.
Gina, we should probably let Gina introduce herself.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
No, I was like, we're done. This is cool.
Good at this.
I know. I'm going to have a character too in a little bit, and my name is Gina, and I'm like beyond excited to be playing this game with these people. So you don't even know. So all the
so much happy.
hearts
love.
and like fan mail everywhere.
Right?
Yes.
Yes.
Like yeah.
And I'm Joey, and I'm also playing a character. I actually created about 5 characters. I had that long to plan. Do not give me that long to plan. I will
One
make 15
thing.
characters and kill them off in my brain until I get whittled down to like 3, and then it's kind of a crapshoot.
So
Two
your brain
characters
is just
enter.
Game of
One
Thrones.
character leaves.
Basically, yeah.
Yes.
With a little bit more full frontal nudity.
Yes.
I don't believe
Which is why
you.
Monster Hearts. Which is why Monster Hearts.
Exactly.
You guys just kind of scooch up the frontal nudity meter there.
Yeah, just 3 more triangles.
This dial,
Yeah,
this dial goes
couple
up to 11.
Oh, that goes up about.
Yeah, but I also like it going up 3 more triangles and or Doritos.
Yes. I will
Oh
take
yeah,
Doritos.
I am goth trash. We're
Yes.
gonna get along very
Yes,
well.
I live.
Yeah, there's no people sitting at this table.
None whatsoever.
I remember covering goth.
That's what I was
There's no-
calling myself for a while.
Yeah.
But it was a lie.
Yeah.
That's what you call snarkasm.
Snark.
There you go.
There you
That's
go.
I think that's more my camp. I was like goth adjacent.
Oh, okay.
Like I hung out with goths, but I didn't inhale.
See, I
Well, you can't sit with us.
yeah no see I went to my first goth industrial club in '99, and then I never looked back.
Yeah.
And then I was like super goth from then on.
Yeah.
And that's when I like dropped a bunch of weight, grew my hair long, dyed it black.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
okay. I was rereading Frankenstein this week because I was at a convention portraying Mary Shelley,
Yes.
and took my childhood copy of Frankenstein with me because I read it in 3rd grade for the first time. So that sort of tone sets what I,
too.
Oh, no,
who
no.
I am.
No, me too.
Don't get me wrong. Yeah, I read Frankenstein. I read all
Yeah.
the goth books. I listened to like Duran Duran and Depeche Mode and The Cure and shit like that, but I had no idea it was goth.
Yeah, my favorite.
No clue.
Well, I finally was very.
like,
I
I
thought
can
goths
add
were Satanists
eyeliner
in
to
school.
this.
When
It
I
turns
was-
out they were, but
when I was finally old enough that I had fully accepted the goth, I remember my mom getting very excited to sit me down because she wanted me to hear this song at the beginning of a little movie some people might know called The Hunger. And she's so excited to introduce me to this song, and I'm sitting there as Bela Lugosi's down there to mom. I'm like, you know, my goth card would get revoked if I didn't know this song, right?
Yeah.
She was so excited for me to hear it.
Nice.
But
that
yeah, my
movie.
mom got me into Monsters.
Oh, man,
Yeah.
I love that. I love that song so much.
But yeah, I just she was so
tune.
excited. I was just like, it's too late, Mom.
Yeah.
So as everybody has hopefully surmised from our ramblings, we're all very, very excited about
Yes.
this game. And this game is all about teenage monsters. So think Buffy, think Teen Wolf, but not too hard because it's not very good. Think Riverdale. Think any of these kind of stories that involve teenagers, monsters, and all of the hormones that come with both. And you've got Monsterhearts.
Some of you may be confused because Riverdale doesn't have monsters,
But it's still...
it is Monsterhearts. If you know this game, you can break down every single script by Monsterhearts moves. I swear to God, it is.
Well, and it's sort of Twin
like
Peaks
they plan it that
esque,
way.
which I think
Yes.
is sort of horror adjacent.
Oh, yeah,
totally.
It's very
So-
suspense oriented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel
Right.
like it still fits within that
Yep.
realm
Absolutely, yeah.
of what we're going
Yep.
to tell. And
And
as we
also
get
I
in a
love
little
it.
further, we'll also talk about
Yep.
sort of how the game mechanics work and all of that too. And I'm very excited because I played PBTA games, but I haven't run one. And I decided, oh, sure, I'll GM first ahead of the person that actually knows the system because I'm, as mentioned before, trash. So maybe we should start with what character types we decided to play because it was easier to go ahead and pick those in advance
Yeah.
so we didn't have people fighting over the same character archetypes.
That's right.
You want to kick us off, Gina?
Yeah.
Because you're playing the one thing I played in a one-off of Monster
Really?
Hearts. Although my character was the worst character I've ever made for a game.
I don't know. I'm wondering if I should go last because as part of the dealio with the play sheet, you go last with the other stuff too. So I'm wondering.
we
I don't think
can.
we're doing
But I
background.
don't have a-
We're not doing
Okay.
backstory yet. We're just
It just seems interesting to start with the one. Okay, so
No,
I
but it makes sense, and it's necessary to these kind of stories.
I totally think. I think there should never, honestly, in my opinion, there should never be a Monster Hearts game without a mortal at the table.
There should have been when I played.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Oh, her name was Bella Cat Pryor, but she went by her soul name, which was Rose, and she was beautiful but didn't know it and super clumsy.
Yeah, no. There's just every.
oh man, I totally
Yeah.
chose that name.
I'm saying
really awesome.
they
So I
all
think
should
you're,
have that.
I'm thinking
is what I
you're
said.
still going to
Yeah.
do much better than I
I
did.
don't know.
I get a very feel of like a fanfic of My Immortal. Like
That's what it was, because it was a one-off, and everybody expects me to play the monster, because that's literally what I am as a real person. So I went and circumvented that and played the mortal, but it was the worst character I've ever conceived of.
Yeah.
Way
I
more
don't-
monstrous.
Yes.
No, but that's kind of what I like about this character. I mean, I think it's not, the mortal is not all they appear to be.
Yeah.
And there is potential for just as much fucked up stuff
Oh, yeah.
with the mortal.
Do you want to read
anything
the
else.
first paragraph on there?
Oh,
so people get,
sure.
like, the flavor
Okay.
text that's actually in the book. Because some
Cool.
people may not have played this game or ever heard of it.
Yeah.
and
No, I
they
didn't know we
want
were gonna
know
get
what
to
they're
do
getting
that.
into right now.
This is totally what they recommend you do when you start Monsterhearts with the play sheets. None of them would understand what you have here in this dark and secret place. It's beautiful. They'd warn you that this sort of beauty is dangerous, like a raging fire. Well, some things are worth getting burned for. Love has eclipsed all hope, and the dark has left you feeling beautiful.
Eclipse. I'm having flashbacks. Maybe this Smirnoff ice will help me with my flashbacks, except probably
Yeah.
not.
Right.
Today brought to you
Oh, yeah.
by
Yeah,
Awful
Joey.
90s Badness. So something
Not
it's a twist
officially
off.
endorsed by
Oh
Twist
my
Off
God,
Ice.
it's a twist
No, not
off.
actually. Yeah, that's how bad this is. Except I can't twist off apparently.
All right.
Ow, neither can I.
Two
Ow.
Monster
Okay.
Hearts.
Two Monster
Okay.
Hearts.
Monster
And
Hearts.
flashbacks.
And flashbacks and unscrewing your
And the 9.
lid.
No, it hurts. Ow, I'm the mortar already. I can't
and then
unscrew
screwing
my
some
leg.
other monsters.
Yeah.
Well,
can't-
that
you
tastes
cannot-
is
you
awful.
cannot
That's the
unscrew
way I
monsters.
remember it, right?
Yeah.
I learned
that's
that.
what I said, and then screwing monsters.
is
right.
To make up for the unscrewing
Flat
part.
Right.
with aspirin.
Well,
It does.
You're welcome, everybody.
One thing I did learn in college that you can't unscrew monsters. Turns out.
all right,
I
Joey,
wish
what are
I'd
you
learned that
playing?
before my
Well,
30s.
I decided to play the queen because I'm not going to just be a queen. I'm going to be the queen.
The
And the queen's paragraph reads, "You are one of the special ones, a sovereign beauty. You deserve more than the rest of this wretched world does. You deserve the will and worship of those around you. It's not only because you're better than them, it's because you make them better, stronger, more beautiful, complete. They'd be nothing without you."
Yes.
I love the phrase "I complete you."
Yes. Yeah.
All
So,
right.
want me to go?
Yes, I would.
So I am.
You don't need my permission. You're co-GM.
I am playing The Hollow. And it
Nice.
reads, "They set out to make something from nothing. It's not clear whether they succeeded or not. See, it turns out there's a lot of gray area between something and nothing. You're alive, but you're not real. You don't have a soul. You don't have childhood memories because you don't have a childhood." So angsty, I love it. "You don't have parents, you have makers, and those makers forgot to give you a place in the world." So, oh my God. Before there was a thing called emo, we called that goth. Yeah.
Now all I can think of is the South Park episode with the goths versus the emo.
Yes, so good.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, 'cause
I
we-
love
like-
that this is a table full of
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
people.
Oh,
Yeah, 'Cause we're totally ahead of shoegazing and
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
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 Yep.
You can't be a real goth if you
Yep.
don't coffee camp and smoke.
Right.
Whoa, R2 agrees.
Right?
Clearly.
That might be me.
Right.
That's awesome. I'm not
I
the
thought I
only
turned it
person at the
down.
table with an R2 ringtone.
Yeah. Yeah. R2 and BB-8. Yeah.
Is that fair?
And I am playing the Infernal. At first, it seemed innocent. It gave you things, made you feel good about yourself. You came to it with your problems, and it fixed them. When you asked how you could return the favor, it told you to be patient, that all debts would be settled in due time. That was the first you heard it mention debts. You've got Satan as your cornerman, or a demon in your brain, or maybe the stars glow just for you. Regardless, you owe a debt to something much bigger and scarier than you'll ever be.
Yes.
So yeah, I
Like
have
my
some sort of
Yes.
horrible pact with some horrible entity from beyond.
Yes.
That's the pact we made.
Yeah,
the horrible entity
that
from
means
beyond.
that means
is
I
Matt.
that means I win. Right?
What? And I'm actually rolling up my character tonight as well, even though she will not appear for
Yay.
several episodes. And I'm going to blow everyone away with my choice of characters by playing the werewolf.
Yes.
What?
I was going to play something different. I really was. But then everybody's like, it's your shtick. You love it. Just fucking do
Yes.
it. So that's
into
what
the
I'm
curve.
doing.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, but the thing
absolutely.
is, as many werewolf characters as I've played, I make each and every single one of them very different, and so it's a fun challenge to take the same archetype and find different ways to build stuff into it.
Yeah.
But as for my paragraph, Aggressive, domineering, primal, and amorous. The werewolf is primed for violence and knows that physical dominance is the root of social power. They are territorial and dangerous, but they draw people in with their rough, lusty gorgeousness. Rounding out the werewolf is a mystical animal side. They are strongest when basked in moonlight and guided by primal instincts. All right, our characters are done, so we're gonna just get to the game now.
Right.
All right, so
That's the end.
I think the first thing first would be probably coming up with some names,
Okay.
or maybe not.
That's my last thing.
You do it
usually.
last.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I need to
Everybody
know who
does it
she
different. See,
is.
I'm neurotic about names.
Oh yeah,
first.
me too.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
No, I am
Oh,
too,
yeah.
but that's why I need to know kind of who she is before I.
Yeah, a lot of times that's like the end for me is the name, or it comes to me as I'm creating
Me
the
too.
character.
Yeah.
Oh no, I just do a lot of research because I'm a nerd.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
There is
Okay,
that.
I mean, everybody is different. Though,
Yeah.
so.
It's true.
So, this would be my first time trying to lead anybody through character creation on this, so I'm going to lean heavily on Adam here because he's got far more expertise than I do. And I am drinking whiskey and Smirnoff Ice, and
Right.
all of my faculties are slowly slipping away from me.
Good decisions.
Is this also the drinky game?
And you've gotten where you are.
Are there undrinky ones?
Right? Yeah.
Right? I think this is a game that
No.
can only really be fully
Yeah.
up
Yeah.
to its potential if
Yeah.
people have been drinking.
If
gonna
they
slide
could
off
all
my
be drinky games, but if this is known as the drinky game,
Right. Yeah.
We're doing it right.
This is the
Are you
one.
throwing the gauntlet? Because
sure.
all right.
Well, it'll be really nice that we're all sleeping over at Stu's tonight.
Right.
Yeah.
So, for those that haven't actually seen one of the character sheets, it's really nice because everything's sort of broken out and really easy. So, you have your main character description on the front, and then on the back, you sort of have your selection chart of things. And obviously, you can recustomize, but it gives you a good place to start from.
So I was going to point out that actually the front is also the back.
Oh,
what?
right.
because-
What? I don't know how
Yes.
things work.
You can fold them, and you have a little splash cover page.
This is getting complicated.
all
now.
your relevant
No.
information, and then background information.
Wow,
And we
I've never
pulled that
printed one of
hamburger,
these out
right? Not
before.
hot dog.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
Well, I always
Hamburger, not hot dog.
I run all of my games online through like
Oh,
Google
yeah.
Chat, so
Yeah.
I've never actually printed one of these out before.
Yeah. Well, and this is like
Fair.
This is
yeah, a lot of the
I
PBTA
didn't
books
even think
actually
about
do
that.
this. It's kind of it's kind of something that a lot of I already said that. But
Say it again.
yes, yeah, and it's funny.
Once more with feeling.
It's something that a lot
There's
of
going to be a
PBTA
lot of
games
shitty references,
do.
guys.
I've got the feeling.
But yeah, actually, Apocalypse World at one point they issued trifold
Yes.
playbooks,
Yeah.
and they were ridiculous. And we
Yeah.
were all like,
Oh.
"That's really
Bedlam
cool
is the
looking
trifold, and it's
totally useless."
Yeah.
Complicated.
Yeah. So I
was
like this
tricky.
better, but yeah, sometimes I fold them, sometimes I don't. But I tend to fold the Monsterhearts one because the back gives you some great information, but you don't use it in general game.
Well,
And
I
same with
learned
the
something
front,
new
so,
already,
yeah.
so I'll just see myself out.
No, you're awesome, and you're going to stay awesome. You have no choice
Ooh.
but to be awesome.
Ooh. Wait, what? Are you telling me I have no player agency anymore as a person?
You're not a GM. You're a GM. There is no agency whatsoever.
Fuck player agency.
Right? Yes. Yes. Yeah. Well,
I'm not saying fuck that. Just fuck the
say
whole
it again. It makes us eye
conversation.
twitch, right? Yeah. While we're
What
talking
is that
about
once more with
while we're talking about player agency, let me talk about one of my favorite things about the game Monsterhearts. And if you've ever heard me talk about this game, you know that this is like the greatest thing in the world. In Monsterhearts, you have 100% control over what your character does. You have 0 control over what your character feels. And it's
Yep.
awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a really interesting
100%.
thing with that because
Yeah.
the whole point is that as a teenager, and it's true, you don't know what's going to turn you on.
Exactly,
And
yeah.
that's a really
Yeah.
interesting thing because, teenage
Right.
life is fraught with, I don't know what the fuck is happening
Yeah,
to me.
yeah. And
Yep.
you can choose to, or you, like if somebody rolls to turn you on, the move isn't try to turn someone, it's turn someone on. So if they succeed on you, you're turned on. You don't get
Yeah.
to say, oh, I'm not turned on
Right.
by them.
Yeah.
You're turned on. What matters is what you do about it.
Yep.
Do you run away? Do you hit them? Do you make out with them? Do you
For what it's worth, I'm very aroused.
Yes.
And if you've ever been in any therapy, one thing the therapist will tell you is that you can't control your feelings. What you can control is how you act upon them.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And so it's actually kind of really sort of accurate when it comes to that sort of model of how the brain works.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Rogers tells you that too.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And
He's
to
a
me,
very wise man.
It's
Right?
very
And
exciting.
he wants to be my neighbor.
Yeah.
It's very exciting to me as a player to have that situation, because a lot of times, if I'm in games where I get 100% control over my character's feelings, something will come up and I'm like, I don't know. Like, I know my character should probably do this, but I know that's a dumb idea. And
But
how
that's-
much would
Oh,
they know?
This
I
is a
love dumb
game
ideas, though.
built for
Yes,
us.
yeah.
And I like
Dumb
playing
ideas are
characters
awesome.
like that. I like playing characters and following it through, even if it's unsatisfying.
Yes.
Because it's what is true. And that's one of the tenets of this game is
Yes.
what is honest.
Yes.
And it's about honesty with yourself and with your character,
Yes.
which I really, really appreciate about this game. We'll talk a little bit later, too, about how everything breaks down with trust at the table and stuff, too, because
Yes.
that's
Cool.
a big part of this
Oh,
game.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and move through this. So, under identity, which is sort of the first quadrant up here,
Yep.
you have the name, which I do first. Apparently, some people do last because they're doing it wrong. And then there is look, eyes, and origin. And the nice thing, the thing I really like, especially as a monster fan about this game, is that it's really flexible about what type of monster you're playing, even within these archetypes.
Yeah.
So, although I do not like that one of the proposed names for werewolf is Flinch.
Well, I think
But like that's an interesting choice.
I think one of the fine traditions of many PBTA games is during the playtest process, they will incorporate names from playbooks that have been played.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I know I was involved in a couple different
Yeah.
alpha beta tests over time, and then they usually at some point they'll kind of cut it off, but they cull from those early
Oh.
playbooks, and that's where
I
they
didn't
get
realize
looks
that.
and names and
That's cool.
yeah. If you look at something like Blades in the Dark too, I can see those names on the play sheet.
Ah,
It's-
Right.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
So
nice,
that's like
like
some of them interesting.
And
yeah, but Flinch is literally on here, and I'm just like,
yeah.
okay.
Flinch.
And
Well,
I'm
not
maybe you want to be a
Flinchy.
scaredy cat wolf.
Yeah. You already said you scaredy wolf.
Scaredy wolf. I don't want to attack anybody.
It's a red herring.
It was a red herring.
Oh my god!
A rare red herring.
Totally, yeah. But you could totally be like the awkward, nerdy, like not you, but a person could be
Yeah.
awkward, nerdy, like broken glasses, 98-pound weakling, but you hulk out in your
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
and she's actually not
Werewolf.
far off from that. She's sort
cool.
of
Cool.
for me. My character is going to be sort of a wallflowery type of character.
Awesome. Yeah.
So. Obviously, I don't get to start the game until a little bit later because I'm going to be running the first few sessions.
Yeah.
And I wanted to come up with a good reason why my character won't be there. She is in the hospital recovering from an animal attack.
Oh.
So she
Well
does not
done.
know when we start this game
That's
what
awesome.
she is to do something a little bit different that I haven't
fun.
gotten to do before.
Cool.
And because
Ah.
I've been watching a gross amount of Teen Wolf.
Not a gross as in a lot. A gross as in disgusting.
Right. Yeah.
Well, but also, what is it, 122?
Right. Right.
I watched 122 episodes.
So
I
you're
don't know how many
22 off of gross.
There were 100 episodes.
Oh, I watched 122 because I rewatched the first season.
Oh, okay.
So.
All right. Yeah. That
Done.
That can do it.
But it is nice, though, the flexibility. Like, even
Yeah.
for this with the werewolf, it's got Origin has got several options. It's
Yeah.
like, was already like that, was bitten, was favored by the moon. So you have flexibility even within these archetypes that may seem a little rigid.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter to me as a GM if you have a choice or if the players want a choice. But a lot of people look at PBTA playbooks and they see these lists and especially if they're new to the system, they're like, oh, why do I only get like these 10 names to pick from? Well, most PBTA books will tell you you can can pick from off the list. These are just suggestions to help guide you.
Yep.
It's more suggestions than
Like-
actual guidelines.
Right. Yes.
In Apocalypse World, my most aggressive friend took the playbook of the Gunlugger, and one of the names on there was Man.
Yes.
And so her character was Man.
Yeah.
The manliest man. And it was, amazing.
That's
See,
awesome.
sometimes,
that's
that's
Sometimes
great.
it's
Right.
really good.
There's something
Sometimes
under
it's
the
very
eyes
inspiring.
first
Yeah.
mortal. I remember because I played it
Yeah.
once, and I remember laughing, and I can't remember what it was.
Was it doe eyes?
No,
Or
what are your options?
darting, nervous, doe, sad, and human.
That's the thing.
I
The mortal has
human
human
eyes.
eyes. So I was like, what is this?
I am
Yeah.
totally human
Oh,
eyes.
yeah.
The eyes are
I
completely
am
human.
not cybernetic in any way.
Yeah.
That's what I picked because it was the most ridiculous thing. I was like, human
Yeah.
eyes. That's okay because I did totally circle wolf eyes on here.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Did you?
Well, and also, if you're in a group with everybody's a monster, the fact that your eyes are normal might be the one weird thing about
Like-
it.
It could be like what's her face on the Munsters.
Uh-huh,
The
yes,
one
yeah.
normal cousin or
Marilyn.
house.
Oh, Marilyn.
Marilyn. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Did you want to? I know you got this planned out, but did you want to tell folks what you told us about the setting? Because we don't know a
did
ton.
I have it planned
Okay.
out?
No, yeah,
Totally.
yeah.
It's all planned out.
I am after we get to character creation
Okay.
is when I'd really like to drop the actual
Okay.
setting for this game because
Yeah.
I
Okay.
figure
'Cause then we
dropping
can
it at
talk
the
about it,
beginning
yeah.
is a little more
Okay.
weird because I don't think it influences character creation as much.
Oh,
unless
everything
you guys think it does.
influences character
I mean,
creation.
I can read,
but I'm good with that.
I can
Yeah,
read
I'm fine.
the blurb if you guys
I think
want.
they should know why I look the way I look.
It's kind of it.
I don't know. I'm just gonna. I'm willing to let that
The
ride.
state of mind influenced.
Right.
As you
too.
can tell,
Right.
we
Yeah.
are very professional and planned out.
Yeah.
right now.
Yes.
All right. Well, here I will read it now.
Okay.
And then I can read it again later.
Yes.
Should we so choose.
Because it's awesome enough to read twice.
So I did write a
Oh, yeah.
paragraph. Those who have tuned into games that I've run before, I tend to write a paragraph that's sort of scene sets. So I did that for this game because I choose to.
Yes.
So this is sort of our setting for what we're going to play. Even in the fall, a time that conjures images of creeping winter, a blazing sun beats down upon the arid landscape of Carefree, Arizona. Deserts are not known for their welcoming nature, but the outcroppings of development are scattered alongside cacti and rattlesnake dens, including the unimaginatively named Carefree High, from which a bell screams, signaling the start of the 1992 school year. The students make their way to the air-conditioned halls, some excited, some nervous, some bored, and a few feeling something no normal teenager should. Something monstrous. And scene.
That's fantastic.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
All
good.
Yeah,
right.
so yeah, because we did want to set it when Adam and I sat down to go and talk about this. We wanted to find a setting that was not the Pacific Northwest or California coast.
Yes.
Which is where almost all supernatural stuff seems to take place. Is
Yeah.
that or somewhere else woodsy on the East Coast? It's always that. We thought let's remove it and take it someplace else. And fun fact, I had a grandmother that actually lived in Carefree, Arizona, which is why I'm familiar with Carefree,
Yeah.
Arizona.
Because we were like, oh,
I had
desert.
no
and so
idea
I'm-
it was for real.
I'm just
Yeah,
looking
Carefree
up.
is an
Oh, you
actual.
posted
like,
it.
Yeah,
Made
no,
up the name.
I've
Yeah.
learned so much about Carefree, Arizona. You guys have no
nice.
idea.
Yeah.
I thought we were making shit up.
Yeah.
I'm like, Tappy's done Google Earth and he totally knows the layout of the entire town and like what's up in
Yeah,
the hills.
my
and-
grandmother lived there. It's part
Yeah.
of the Cave Creek area,
Yeah.
which is where I
That's
also have
fantastic.
family that
Yeah.
lived. It's very
we were
Mormon out there.
we were sitting around
Awesome.
talking about ideas and what kind of good settings and you know and we settled on a desert setting and so I'm just looking at I'm like pull up a list of cities in Arizona and I'm like
That's awesome.
Carefree and Mac was like
Yes.
I like the irony though.
Yeah,
You have like
exactly.
Sunnydale and stuff
Right,
like
yeah,
that, where
yeah.
it's got like deep
Oh, hell
irony.
yeah.
Right,
yeah.
Yep.
And there's nothing out there. I used to go out
Yeah.
there every twice a year to see my grandmother, and in the 90s, there wasn't much of anything out
Yeah.
there. So that's a lot of good places for teenagers to get in
right
trouble.
oh yes
I was a little worried because my last game on this stream is also in Arizona, Utah area, but fuck it, we're doing it anyway.
do what you love girl do what you love
Yep.
yeah
So now that you have
100%.
that,
Cool.
character
Right.
creation, like I said, the identity part's pretty easy. I think everybody can kind of circle whatever works for them or write in something that they feel is appropriate for
Cool.
their character origin. And then there is the backstory, which is also tied to the strings. So strings are really important in this game. Strings are, the way I like to think of it, is a little bit of like leverage. If I tell you a secret, and you're not supposed to tell anybody else the secret, you have leverage on me. And you can pull it out later to get me to do something. Strings to me are very much work in that same way. It's things that you can hold and pull over other people or connections or even just you've got a crush on somebody, they have a hold on you, and so you're more likely to do what they want, which is a really great mechanic so that if you really want to try and be sly or push somebody into doing something, you have a little bit more of a grip over them than some Joe Schmo going up like, hey, do the thing that I've asked you to do. So I know some of us have things with the backstory that specifically note strings and distribution thereof to the group. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys mine, which is you lack subtlety. Give a string to everyone.
Hooray!
So everyone has a string on Lila.
Ooh, Lila. I love that.
Well,
Yeah.
it's short for Delilah,
That's
and
fantastic.
I was going to go with another name. However, Lila the Werewolf is a short story by Peter Beagle, who wrote The Last Unicorn.
And you just do a circle, and then when you spend this string, you do it.
Well, so here's my pro tip.
Yep.
So
Yes.
I like to keep two lists. I keep one that's so
Yeah.
I write I have, and then I write another one that says on me, so I know who has strings on me.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, you kind of have to have two lists.
Yeah.
Hold
Yeah.
me
Yeah.
down.
So yes.
Me frown. See, there are no strings on me.
Ha!
So
That's
and
never
then
gonna happen in this game.
What I will usually do is so
Yep.
I'll write the name and
Yep.
then I'll do a hash mark.
Yep.
And keep track of them that way because you can obtain multiple strings on someone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great
Yeah.
way to do it.
So
Yeah.
so I'm
And strings are relevant with NPCs at times as
yes
well.
yeah.
They can get a string on you, you can get a string on them.
Yeah. So I have the two lists. I have I
Yep.
have and on me, and under I have right now I'm
This is a
writing
completely
Lila
sized
and
bottle of
one hash mark.
rye.
That's exactly what I do.
Oh, so you do a hash mark, and then when you spend it, you cross it out.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or just
That's
or
smart.
erase
that,
it.
That
or whatever.
that doesn't take as much
Yeah.
space.
Yeah.
I
Played
think you're.
this a couple
Yeah.
times.
I think you're really smart.
I think
That's why I'm mostly pretending that I'm running the session 0 character creation, but I'm not.
Eh.
Can I tell you, like when we talk about on the cast a lot, we talk about all
This seriously is
PBTA
It's the
are
right
not
size.
created equal.
Oh, yeah.
This
My
is
face.
like probably my favorite PBTA game
Yeah.
because of strings make
Yeah.
like yeah.
It's
And
I mean
it's high school. That's the
Yeah.
high school
Oh,
experience.
absolutely. Right.
Oh, fuck, they know this thing about
Yeah,
me.
absolutely.
And so if they ask me to do something I'm feeling weird about,
Yeah.
I'm more likely to do it because they might
Yeah.
cause
Right.
my high school life to be trash.
yeah.
Yeah, no,
it's
I
absolutely teenage
love
currency.
that.
Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah. So so I was going to read this real quick. So
Oh,
whenever
cool.
you maybe yeah, we'll go ahead. So whenever you spin a string, there should be something in the fiction to explain the mechanical effect. So if you're adding one to a roll against them, what's causing that effect? Do you utter some snide remark that throws them off balance? Or if you're tempting them to do your bidding, how do you use your emotional hold to do that? Do you dangle a juicy secret in return for their obedience? Or is it your seductive allure drawing them in? Sometimes it can help to think back to how you got the string in the first place.
Yeah. And that's important because you don't, the game is not about, oh, I have this thing on them and just I'm going to
Right.
say I have it.
Yeah.
Why are you actually cashing it in?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and there is no help mechanic in this
Right,
game.
yeah.
Right.
And one of the things that is difficult, and even in the games that I've run in PTBA, where people are like, "Oh, I want to help." Okay, how?
Yeah.
You have to tell me how you can help.
Yeah,
If you
and
can't tell me how you can
strings
help,
are-
you can't help.
They can be a great
Right.
help
Yeah,
mechanic as well.
exactly.
You know, I'm going to boost them because I have this tight connection with
Right.
this
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And to me, that's one of the advantages of this game is because it like if you play it with this in mind, it fuels the fiction. The game
Yeah.
practically plays itself. Your
Yeah.
characters run
God, I hope
themselves.
so.
Oh yeah, it does.
But it's a very elegant mechanic.
Yes,
is what
absolutely.
it is. Very as
And-
like
and-
conditions
yeah.
as well.
Yes.
It's very elegant.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very, very smart.
No, it's
Yeah.
brilliant.
Does
Yeah.
anybody else have anything mechanical with strings right from the outset?
Oh, well, I have a thing that happens with me as strings.
Mine are all
That's
for
just-
specific.
Oh, you mean like
situations.
backstory?
Well, no, like mine specifically says that I give a string to everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's why I was asking if anybody else that has
Well, it's-
anything mechanical automatically because they're
yeah.
all very different and specialized.
Yeah.
Not everybody. I
The
don't
only-
do anything
The only
for
I can have
everybody.
is I just have to have. I have 3 side characters, basically my clique
Yeah.
that I give strings to. But
Yeah.
that's not dire to do at
Yeah.
this moment.
And you'll come up with who your 3 side characters are and make sure that they end
Yeah.
up in my lovely character sheet
Of
that I'm
course,
working on.
of course.
So, can you tell us
Yeah, I can't
Lila's
do my-
other identity choices?
Are you
Yeah,
are
it says
you
Wolfeye.
What are
from
their-
Razor Ridge
Yeah.
by any chance?
She's totally from Razor.
Oh,
Ridge.
that's
Totally. You should be.
amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Nice.
Sorry, what was the question
Oh,
again? I
can
got
you-
distracted by Razor Ridge.
Can you tell us Lila's other identity
Yeah.
choices that you made? Because you
Like,
said
Oh,
you have
yeah.
a name.
So I went ahead and for identity, I picked wiry. For eyes, I picked wolf eyes. Because there were options. There was cunning eyes, predatory eyes, fierce eyes, and I feel like because she's going to be coming in at a different angle from this and being someone who is a little bit more quiet, shy, and reserved, that maybe there's just something that seems a little off when she comes back to school. And then for her origin, I went ahead and picked bitten. That's why she's been in the hospital.
Right.
But the options were, like I said, it was really flexible. There's born a wolf, bitten, raised by wolves, ancestral power, awoken, or favored by the moon. Nice. So it gives you full flexibility of any kind of werewolf mythos that you want.
Yeah.
Bitten's just awful lot of fun because it takes away agency in a fascinating way, I think.
Yeah.
I may have already looked up the 1992 lunar calendar. I'm just saying.
Just saying.
I'm mostly going to arm you with it because I can't.
Oh, yeah. Have fun with that.
I like that, though. I actually, as a player,
like,
I relish that challenge, and that's part of what I like about this game, is it's about making characters' lives interesting and throwing up obstacles, and as a player, I really enjoy that experience of how do I get around this thing that's been thrown up that I don't have control over.
Yeah. Well, and just like Teen Wolf, there's going to be 4 full moons a month, just FYI.
I'm okay with the 3-night full moon rule.
Right, yeah.
I'm cool with that. That's my usual.
It's the full moon, like, again?
But actually, I'm okay with the Teen Wolf mechanic of also losing your shit and starting to feel too worked up about something, because I think that's such a great werewolf mechanic that not only does the full moon bring it out, but like the heart rate thing where you're like, oh fuck, it's happening right now.
There's so many ways you can bring out your darkest self.
I love that.
Like, if you attack somebody and you roll a 7 through 9, you can bring out your darkest self. Or the MC can just go, I'm making a hard move. You can go your darkest self.
In fact, we should talk about darkest self because it's the next thing on this list. So the darkest self is the worst side of you. It is the monstrous side that is always lurking under the surface. So everybody has a darkest self that is very varied from each other by way of what that actually triggers mechanically and what opportunities it presents roleplay wise.
So and there's only certain ways you can get out of it.
And I think that would be another paragraph that would be good to like go around and read what everybody has as their darkest selves.
I think it's good.
Do you want to start out, Tabby?
Sure.
Or do you want to do identity and backstory on everybody first, or do you want to introduce
does everybody sort of have their backstory ready, or do they want to go through all of the sheet and then lay
I
that
can,
out?
I can do
Gina's
it.
like, no.
I'm not totally fleshed out because I definitely vibe off of what's happening at the table. So that's what I was going to suggest is I think it's cool to read, like you were saying, the darkest self. And then I think maybe just the overview of what thoughts people had about their character, not even mechanics withstanding, because some of these guys have some pretty fleshed out stuff that I don't know about.
And some of these backgrounds I think will also flesh out during gameplay as well.
Exactly. Yeah, and I have a loosey-goosey idea.
And I wanted to actually, at the end of going through the actual mechanical stuff on here, to discuss, because we're all going to the same school, I'm assuming no one's a transfer student. I would love, after we go through this, to explain sort of how we are interconnected and what we already have established between us as characters before the game even starts.
Right. Because, the strings with your backstory is very loosey-goosey, unlike other PTBA games where it's like, this person you're married to. This is, you don't have that. So, that'd be great.
And I was going to say the other thing, and I think Monsterhearts needs it even more than other PBTA games, is this is a conversation. And so, the 3 players who are not co-GMs, you're co-GMs by default.
This is very much a collaborative storytelling effort, which is going to be interesting for me as a GM because I'm used to having a lot of plot. Like Razor Ridge, I had a lot of plot arcs figured out. This is going to be chaos.
That's why I like
planning. It's great because, I am terrible at planning. It turns out I have this deficiency of attention.
That's the opposite.
And so therefore,
neurotically good at planning.
Oh, I'm terrible at it, but I'm really, really good at thinking on my feet. And so that's why PTBA is great. It's like, I don't know what the fuck you're going to do.
Well, because for all intents and purposes, even though it's the storyteller system, World of Darkness is more of a traditional game. I mean, it was
Yeah.
very new when
It was put out in 1991.
Yeah.
And my character totally was given one of those books, and she's never played it before, and is going to cut it up and put that totally on the binder.
I wasn't even a gamer. Hello, goth. Okay, call back, goth thing. I actually read all those Kindred books because they were
Because they were goth.
vampires.
They're
But did
vampires.
you watch
Yeah.
the TV show?
Yes,
I
I did.
did,
And
I
owned
did.
it.
Oh man, it was terrible.
It was
so bad.
You know what? That's fucking hardcore, though, guys.
I own it.
That's hardcore.
It was so bad.
And that
but
Bruja guy was in the first episode of Buffy, second
Yeah.
episode of Buffy.
That
Oh,
brouhaha.
that
Yeah,
gangrel
I can't remember that
guy
guy's
was
name.
so
he showed
hot.
up.
I could not. I
So-
could not handle.
Couldn't handle. Could
Yeah.
not
It
handle.
was bad.
Yeah.
No, but you know.
Forget his name, but you know.
I think it's going to be less
Stacey
GM
Hyde.
and more cat wrangler
He's amazing.
Oh yeah.
for this. So
Yes.
let's
If
go,
this is any like
Yeah.
yeah.
Enjoy
Let's
Let's
go
be.
back to Darkest Self, though.
Sorry.
Now
All right.
that we've established we're going to do that, and then
Yes.
go through
Okay.
sort of our more
Black
background.
Tuesday.
Yes.
you find yourself shivering, needy, and alone. The dark power will make some daunting, open-ended demands. Every demand fulfilled brings you closer to feeling whole again, and removes one of the dark power's strings on you. You escape your darkest self when your dark power is out of strings, or you make a bargain with an even more dangerous entity.
So are you saying that your character starts out with strings on you because of your dark entity there that you've made a pact with?
I
Because that's what it
can,
sounds
in
like.
my backstory, I can give away 3 strings divided any way I like between the dark power and the characters.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
But the moves I have, the main move is Soul Debt, which I get to do all these cool things, but every time I do them, I give a string to the dark power.
that is a really awesome mechanic.
Yeah, it's
So
really cool.
what does the Hollow have as Darkest Self?
The Hollow's darkest self. Your body is a prison. You don't belong inside of it. You need to put it in harm's way and make it suffer just like it's made you suffer. There's got to be a way to cut yourself out of it. You need to meet your makers and hold them accountable for what they've done to you. To escape your darkest self, you must come to see how someone else feels more trapped than you do. I'm going to be
First of all, like you're doing a
my.
character voice or
Thanks,
something,
thanks,
and I'm
thanks.
like throwing kisses across the table because that was
I'm
amazing.
enjoying this immensely.
Yeah.
Thanks. But, oh, yeah.
Yeah. So Queen Bee over there.
Yes.
Hello.
They have failed you. Again. This whole mess is their fault. And why should you have to suffer the consequences of their idiocy? Bitches. You need to make an example of each of them. A cruel and unwavering example. You escape your darkest self when you relinquish part of your power to someone more deserving, or when you destroy an innocent person in order to prove your might.
Oh,
Oh
ouch.
man, that's so very Fight Club.
Right? And Heather's.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Heather one,
Heather's
Heather
is a good example
Yeah.
for this game too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
There may be 1 or 2 songs from the musical on my playlist. I'm just
Oh, I know.
saying.
I know.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I maybe was able to recite that movie by.
Asking
yeah,
for a
yeah.
friend who wants a musical episode of this.
Right.
Oh my god, I would do Stop it!
We're all singers, aren't we?
Uh-huh.
Actually, yes.
Yeah.
I totally can. I was in choir. I'm not in a band, but
But
I was
still-
in
Same-
band.
same here.
I'm not in
Yeah.
the band
I was in
either,
bands.
but
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
been
I'm not
training.
currently
Yeah.
in a band.
I'm in a little band.
Yeah.
I don't know. You might
At the
have
very
heard of
least,
the
you'll need to
Boxy
sing a
Box-
few
the
bars
Boxy
from
Box.
what
What? I
you're
know.
Heard
Weird.
it.
I
So
know.
new.
On this Skype, no.
We can make this happen.
We will totally
Yeah.
try to make that happen.
All right.
A Monsterhearts special episode.
See,
Oh my
again.
god, that's amazing.
My character, though, if you're GMing at that point, my character's just going to devolve into howling.
If I'm GMing, do I get to sing all the NPCs?
Yes.
Yes.
I think.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'll take that one.
Yeah.
Do we have the choreographed
But I
thing?
do get a rock power ballad of my character complaining about how nobody understands it.
Only for the
Well,
headband.
here you go.
With the
No,
headband.
nobody
Yeah.
understands you.
Right? Yeah.
Let me rest in
Nobody.
peace.
See, I can't.
body's
not my own.
I can't even do my darkest self. Nobody understands me.
Oh yeah.
Nobody
I'm sorry, who are you?
even tries.
Oh, I'm sorry. You were. who
No,
are
they
you?
don't. Nobody even tries. No, it's okay. I mean,
Oh, I
you
wanna
know,
look deep
I'm
into
just
your human
kinda
eyes.
plain and doe-eyed and beautiful, and But you know, you do so much for the people you love, and they walk all over you.
So much.
Enough is
Preach.
enough. Betray them. Show them what it's like to be uncared for. Reveal their monstrosity and yours. Only seeing the pain that you're causing your lover will let you escape your darkest self.
Oh.
So that's why the mortal is.
I gotta follow that shit up. What the hell? How can I follow that up?
Silent and gray.
All right.
Did you guys? We spent tons of time researching silly things for our characters.
Yeah.
We all did, and for the setting. But we also are working really, 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 really parentheses way too hard on theme songs.
Yes.
Oh,
Because there's the scene where your character walks down the hall, so you gotta have the walk-on music.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Joey and I sat here
Don't
for
you
30
see
minutes.
no evil, don't you lay no evil down on me. You're gonna burn in hell.
Think Jawbreaker.
I was actually gonna
Yeah.
go with maybe I'll do Meatloaf for my maybe.
Oh,
I don't know what it is, but it just won't quit.
Yes. Do that.
But instead, I'm going to read Darkest Self because I also don't want to get dinged by
Awesome.
YouTube for copyright infringement.
right.
Wait, you get 15 seconds.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah, we're good.
All right, guys, you get 15 seconds of Meatloaf at
just
some
singing.
point during all of this. So, Darkest Self, you transform into a terrifying wolf creature. You crave power and dominance, and those are earned through bloodshed. If anyone attempts to stand in your way, they must be brought down and made to bleed. You escape your darkest self when you wound someone you really care about, or the sun rises, whichever happens first.
I know. It's so
When
good.
something going wrong, you must whip it.
So,
Hungry like the wolf.
You know what the
except
word-
that makes it sound really dark when it's really not.
It's true, yeah.
Although, what is it? I think Real Big Fish did like a jazzy sort of version of that, and then
Yes.
because I'm hungry like the wolf.
What about I don't
Have you
know.
heard
there's-
Lounge Against the Machine?
No, but I'm
I'm
watching.
very excited about what it means.
It's great. I'm not crazy. Institution, you're the one that's crazy.
See, that's like
Driving
postmodern
me
jukebox
crazy.
kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Where it's just
I
like,
live.
it's like,
Yeah.
like them singing "Creep" is like amazing.
Oh, it's so good.
You could go classic Warren Zevon.
There's
Yeah.
so many
London.
options.
Yeah.
We are
And
paralyzed.
speaking of options,
Yeah.
because
Yes.
I'm good at
Okay.
tangents,
Yes.
there's also a whole array of things that you can have by way
Yeah.
of your character
Oh, yeah,
stats.
you get two
Yes.
choices.
So you got 4 character stats in this game. And I'm going to let Adam introduce them because he knows them better than I do. I know the gist of them, but I'm sure you can explain them better than I can.
Absolutely. So the 4 stats are hot, cold, volatile, and dark, or volatile if you so choose. So the
Volatile?
volatile,
Is that also acceptable?
yeah.
Okay.
Volatile.
Volatile?
Yeah.
Belittle?
Belittle, don't belittle me.
Chip-a-doddle.
Volatile. Volatile.
Belittle. Let's call the whole thing off.
And now it's my turn to smack the camera.
You know, I'm really glad we found out where the line was for how to turn this off. All of a sudden, Kimmy
Like,
just logs in and she's like, nope.
Worst crosstalk episode ever.
we're sorry,
Oh, we are really bad right
Sorry.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd apologize, except I don't feel like it.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, let's
Except I'm having a
go
great
through
time.
the stats.
Yes, stats. But I need to give
It'll-
props to Joey for joining me on the Dean Martin.
Yeah.
Oh,
I promise this will be better when we're actually playing
Oh,
the
I know.
game, but character
Yes.
creation, it's hard not to get a little excited.
Yeah.
And
Super, super close.
this
we
is
have
the first
Smirnoff
time that
Ice.
we've all played at the table together. I mean,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
only exception is
Yeah.
Gina, you guessed it on Razor
Yeah.
Ridge. But otherwise,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't played with none of you fuckers
And
before.
I have played with none of these people before.
Yeah.
The only person I played
I-
with is Gina on Spaniard's Ghost. And
Yeah.
that's
yeah.
No, I'm
That's it.
excited.
I did a one shot with Gina on
Yeah.
Saturday.
In fact, I'd never seen these people before.
No.
That's a lie.
Yeah.
Are you?
That's a lie,
Okay, that is a
sir.
lie. I've seen you before.
Because we became best friends on
Yeah,
the,
we did.
the podcast.
We did. Yeah, we did.
Okay, so hot, cold, volatile, and
Yes.
dark. So these are connected to your basic moves, which I think we're all familiar with
Yep.
BBTA. So, that Smirnoff Ice is strong.
Right?
It has nothing to do with the
It's gotta be
ride.
like
Is there any more? Because I'm kind of.
It may be that,
There's 2 more in there. I got a 6-pack.
or it could be the straight whiskey
No,
we've been drinking.
Oh, that's probably
But
it.
okay, I'll finish the ride first.
Okay,
Okay.
so these are connected to your
Yes,
basic
let's let him
moves,
finish.
which every character can do. So hot is basically, it's kind of a measure of your sexiness. It doesn't necessarily mean you're attractive or not. It just means you're sexy. So you roll with hot to turn someone on.
I'm going to act this out as you demonstrate, because for the people that are actually watching and tuning in.
Oh yeah, they want to see it.
Yeah.
Give the people what they want. Cold is about your ability to it's like cold-hearted, you know?
Yeah. Like not give a fuck.
Yeah, it's your not give a fuck. It's your lack of fucks. It's how barren is your field of fucks.
Badass AF.
Yes. So you use cold to shut someone down, or to keep your cool. So when you're trying to maintain your presence, or just dig in and make somebody feel like shit.
It's
You
when
roll
you're
cold.
Regina Georging at your hardest.
Yes.
So keep your cool, because I have a big question mark, because this is very cromulent for my character. Keep your cool
I know, I love that.
is very similar to the Apocalypse World Act Under Fire.
Yeah.
Yes.
Correct?
Yeah.
So, like, all kinds of bullshit
All kinds
goes
of
into that. So, if, like, I want to do high diving,
Yes.
you're, like, in the craft. That's cool.
Exactly.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah. So it's
Haha,
basically it's your stability as well as your ability to think in a situation or to act when the chips are down.
Yeah.
So,
Both Tappy and my characters are screwed in that department.
Yeah.
Yes.
We are.
So volatile is your fight or flight response.
We're rad at that.
So-
yeah.
So volatile is it's fight or flight response. It covers lashing out physically and running away. So so it's not necessarily, oh, are you a badass at danger? It's it could be you're just really good at getting out of situations as well.
I can also see it being like that it is that fear response, especially
Yes.
in relation because the options given for Werewolf and also for Infernal there's a very high option of that, and it's how bombastic are you about stuff, and how much are you going to is something maybe going to set you off?
Exactly. Yeah. So it's sort of in a way it's actually more the opposite of cold than hot is.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And then dark is your strangeness. So it's it's when you're a stranger, faces look ugly when you're alone.
Oh, the musical episode's going to be amazing.
This is so going to happen now.
We've
Sorry.
got the table for it.
Happy Jack's audience, it is time.
Yeah.
But yeah, dark is the strangeness about you. It's your ability to connect with the supernatural and also with the moody. But primarily it's your connection to the supernatural world, the weirdness that's out there.
Darkness.
The darkness.
No parents.
Yeah, right.
That's only the first verse.
Yeah. So when you gaze into the abyss, you roll with dark. So
Yep.
So
I'm sorry, I
gaze.
think I broke Tappy, and then we're only on episode 0. It's not even official numbers
Talk
yet.
about gaze into the abyss too,
Yeah,
because I think
gaze
it's
into
the
abyss is
weirdest.
important.
Yeah. So
Because it does gaze back.
It does gaze back.
Yep.
So the move reads: when you gaze into the abyss, name what you're looking for and roll with dark. On a 10 up, the abyss shows you lucid visions, and you take one forward to addressing them. On a 7 to 9, the abyss shows you something confusing, or shows you consume. Wow, that was strong whiskey. On a 7 to 9, the abyss shows you confusing and alarming visions, but you get your answer nonetheless. So when you gaze into the abyss, it's not necessarily a magical thing. Like the mortal can gaze into the abyss just like the witch could, or
Right.
the fae
Yeah.
could.
Like Willow would be gazing into the abyss when she looks shit up on her computer.
Yep.
Yes.
And then it turns out she was
Exactly.
also a witch and
Right.
has a dark to do.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
Sometimes
Yeah.
it's almost knowing too much too, because
Right.
it really is the abyss potentially gazes back. Hey,
Yeah.
we got
Yay.
a special spotlight guest feature by Stu.
Yay!
Do you want to play a teenage sex monster?
No.
No, it's the resounding answer.
Are you sure? Would you like to play one of the teachers that berates us constantly?
If you need me to step in, I can.
Okay.
Just asking for a friend.
Adam is that friend.
Yes. It's me.
How much hate
But-
can you muster?
Yeah. But yes, gaze into
All
the
of it.
abyss is your move to like understand what's going on around you.
Yep.
And so it generally has some sort of supernatural overtones, but it can just be I'm gonna like sit in my dark room and think about things.
I was thinking
Again,
about
I'm
anything,
feeling
but
very
then
hashtag triggered right
Yeah.
now.
Oh, sorry.
so I was sitting in my room and I was thinking about everything, but then again I was thinking about nothing. My mom came inside and then said, "Mike," I didn't hear her, and she said, "Mike." I said, "What?" She said, "What are you doing?" You know the song?
No.
Tabby
said-
is banned now.
Oh my God!
What?
This sounds
You're on
really
drugs. No, all I want is a Pepsi.
Oh,
No, you're on drugs. No, all I want is a Pepsi, and she wouldn't give it to me. Come on,
I'm gonna put
punk.
my hand right here.
No punk
Hopefully
rock.
when that comes back around, it'll.
Oh my
Get it?
God!
I don't-
What
no,
the
I
fuck
don't
is
know that one.
institutionalized?
No, that sounds very
Yeah.
familiar. I've
No,
heard
I
it, but
gotcha.
it just doesn't like.
Okay, Gina
Oh,
got it.
I got
Gina
you.
Jesus,
No,
fuck!
I
You
get
guys-
it.
Sorry,
I get
Tabby.
it, but not deep enough to give you callbacks for it.
Oh.
This is not like me doing
That
audience
hurts.
participation at Rocky. I'm sorry.
Oh
Yeah.
man, that hurts, man. That's
But
my
if you
soul.
did some Rocky lines, I'll scream.
I
at
need to introduce you guys to punk rock.
I'm so sorry.
like we have.
I didn't.
hello.
I didn't get into punk until I was in my
Mortal's
late
actually
20s.
sitting here.
All right.
across the
Anyway, because we're already
Okay.
an hour into
Yes.
the stream, and
Okay.
And we've
apparently
done
that's
nothing.
that's-
Hot, cold, volatile, and dark. Those are your.
that's like I said. My real
traits.
job tonight is
Corralling
just
cats.
Yeah,
corralling.
we have literally not
Nail-
started character creation.
Stapling Jello. Well,
Yes and
it's easy.
All right. Well, we're halfway through
Yeah.
the actual physical sheet.
Can you
Yes.
guys
True.
tell me about your character concepts?
Yeah.
Like just high level.
Okay.
Well, I
Yeah.
wanted to get
Oh.
through like
Yeah.
the rest of this, and then let's
Okay.
do
Yeah.
high level character concepts
Okay.
because I want to explain the mechanics for people
Okay.
who probably can't follow what the fuck we were talking about anyway.
Okay.
But I like the idea that they can. So, following the sheet, if you are at home creating your own horrible, horny teenage monster, you have your moves. So your moves allow you to choose 2 right off the bat. Moves are also things that you can eventually pick more of with experience, because experience unlocks a few different things that you can get, which we'll go into when someone actually has enough damn experience to level up. So everybody gets 2 moves off the bat unless they think they have maybe a modifier for their skin. But maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think most of
Yeah.
them get 2 moves.
I think
Some of
so,
them
too.
have one that's required.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I have
very
one that
powerful.
Me too.
I'm given,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
then I
me
get
too.
one more.
Ditto.
Yeah. But yeah, I haven't chosen any moves yet, so because I'm kind of that's
Me
for
too.
me. That's usually the
I-
last thing I do.
I have 100% chosen all of my
I mean,
moves.
oh, okay.
See, I've also picked my moves as well.
Oh, okay.
I'm
The
teetering
moves-
on 1 or 2.
Hello.
Yeah.
We create characters the
I
same
know,
way
right?
because
Yeah,
I'm like
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
the cat that needs to do that kneading thing where
Yes.
I'm like
Yeah.
I
Okay.
understand what's
Well,
going on.
and the thing is, this is
Yeah.
a character creation session, but
Yeah.
it is
Yeah.
by no means the end-all be-all of what
Yeah,
your character is.
of course.
So if you don't choose to circle something in this session, that is okay. But I'd like to go through it just so that people that are at
For
home
sure.
Yeah.
listening to this, hopefully, and haven't tuned out already,
they're
they
there.
understand. So,
Trust me.
How many people are there?
A million.
Excellent.
so for
Just
mine,
saying.
I know that I
Sorry.
have 6 options for my moves.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it varies on the other sheets. I know you already picked your moves, Tappy. Do you want
Yes.
to talk about what your moves are?
Okay, I will talk about
Just
my
to
moves.
give a sense of like what
Okay.
what it is, because
What you can
they
do.
are basically like any role playing game. You have your special things that you can do at any time.
Yeah.
Right. So the Infernal, like the move that is kind of like the quintessence of the Infernal, is Soul Debt. And that goes, you owe a debt to a dark power. Name it and choose 2 bargains that it has made with you. The dark power can gain strings. If it ever has 5 strings on you, trigger your darkest self.
Awesome.
So, yeah, you get extra fucked twice because it has strings
Yeah.
on you to do
But that's a
nefarious
great-
things.
That's a great thing as a player.
Yes. I mean, I intend to play this very messily.
Sure.
And with lots
This
of
game is
strings
meant
going
to be
everywhere.
messy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if the Infernal's played, like, very safely, then you're kind of just a person.
Yeah.
Then my other move... Oh, I get 2 bargains, so I'm going to go over the bargains. So my first bargain is the power flows through you. You can give the dark power a string in order to add 2 to your next roll. Now, in this game, 2 is a fuck ton.
Yeah, 2
like,
is a lot.
That is a
because
metric fuck ton.
This is a game played with D6s, by the way, guys. So what you have is modifiers that either add or possibly subtract
Right.
in this game. So, and
Yeah.
especially when, like, 10 is, like, the thing to hit, it's very, very difficult.
Right. And
You have to be
so...
rolling well.
And even if you have like a -1, if you add 2 to that, you get a +1, which means more than likely you'll at least get a 7 through 9, which is like partial success.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in the system, the maximum modifier you can have is a +4. So when 1 through 4 are your modifiers, a +2 is a lot.
Yeah.
Big deal.
Yeah, it's a metric fuck ton.
Yes. Yeah.
And then the next one, so it's a lot you get, but you also have to give a string for it,
Yes. Yeah.
which is awesome.
What's your other one?
Elsewise power. You can give the dark power a string to use a move you don't have just this once. This move
Interesting.
can come from any skin.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
That's a lot of flexibility.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of flexibility.
That is terrifying.
So I kind of need to print out all of the skins
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
cut them out and
I mean, you
do a
can
collage.
totally.
Yeah.
I feel like
I have printed them all
personally,
out. Yeah, they're all
if
good.
it were me, and you get to make this decision, I'll let you definitely do it as you will. But I feel like the people that are around you are going to influence that the most. I feel like the skins that are within the group that you're already playing with would probably have the most influence, but that's
Right.
just me personally.
Yeah.
And especially
Absolutely.
like making calls as a GM, where are you drawing it from?
Right.
Yeah.
Did
Exactly.
anybody else pick?
I did actually. While Tappy was talking, I figured out which ones I want.
Wow,
So-
I give you a lot
Wow,
of
you
time.
talked for so fucking long.
I know. Jesus
No, it's
fuck.
I'm just like I'm being very flexible and like I'm playing very different than I usually do because I wanted to try that. So one of the reasons I wanted to play the Hollow is I wanted to see if I can play Monsterhearts without being a total garbage person.
Well, and the Hollow to me is a
Yeah.
really interesting.
person. Oh, you're
Isn't it
fucked.
cute? Yep.
And the Hollow to me is probably one of the skins that I feel like I have the least grip on by way
Yeah.
of what it is because there's so much flexibility.
Yeah.
The way that it's read to me feels very Frankenstein's monster.
Yes, absolutely. And-
But it can be played a
Right.
myriad of ways.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It could play. It could apply to Pinocchio just
Yeah.
as much. Like one of
Yeah.
the origins is.
I wish
Born of
I was
Witch,
a real
or-
boy.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Well, because the ghoul feels also like Frankenstein's monster.
Yes,
It does, but
yeah.
the ghoul to me feels separate, but I also know what a ghoul technically is, so I
Right.
guess maybe that's why.
And-
But I feel like the Hollow leans
but is more towards the
Yeah.
actual Frankenstein monster.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Right.
That's
So-
just me personally.
Yeah,
though.
but that discovery of who you are.
Yes.
Yeah. So
That's what we're all trying to discover, damn it.
Yes.
And still, even though we're playing teenage characters, I think we're all like, what, 30s?
Right.
At
Yeah,
least.
30.
30
totally.
something. Sure.
Totally
Yeah,
30.
yeah, 30.
Oh, yeah, no.
That's
I
right.
am
I
32.
am being very kind to everyone at this table. I think maybe, I don't know, this is awkward. I'm going to stop talking now. What did you pick on your sheet?
So I chose Better Than Nothing because this seems like the most emo one. So when you gain a condition, mark experience.
That's adorable.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, because I have no feelings, I have no baseline, so everything is super important to me.
Friend, good.
Yes, right. Yeah. And I love this one just because. So this is usually I usually go with the most esoteric and nuanced move that's in the playbook. So strange impressions. When a main character either harms you or helps you heal, you can respond by studying them with wide eyes. If you do, temporarily gain one of their skin moves and add it to your character sheet. It disappears once you use it.
Oh,
See,
wow.
that feels, again,
That's
very
cool.
Frankenstein
Yes.
monster
Yeah.
to me. It's
Yeah.
an
Exactly.
observation.
Yeah. And I'm very much going for Frankenstein's monster. Kind
Yeah.
of feel.
Very hollow.
Yeah.
And like I said, that to me is what's really...
Turn off.
Yeah.
Thank
Because
God.
otherwise that's horrible sounding.
It just slid, yeah.
It's weird. I didn't used to say that word that way, but I hung out with a friend from New York for too long, so now I say horrible instead of
Horrible.
horrible.
Oh yes.
Horror.
Yeah.
It's weird the
Horrible.
things that you pick up on.
Horrible.
It is.
I'm
Yeah.
just like, oh, that's horrible.
Horrible.
And
Yeah.
then I was like, wait, no, that's not right, but I said it anyway.
Yep.
That's fabulous.
Yeah. So those are the ones I picked.
Cool.
Yeah.
Did you guys pick?
I have one at least.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have the
Do you
one.
too? Okay.
Yeah.
And like
so-
I said, I mean, if we get to it
Yeah.
tonight, I'd like to do some initial gameplay.
Yeah.
I haven't got anything planned, but just to start it out.
Yeah.
Because I've been drinking and I don't really care. I'll come up with something.
Yes, I dig.
Let's do it.
So my given move is the click. You are the head of the toughest, coolest, most powerful clique around. They count as a gang, which I believe, if I remember from the rules, a gang gives me a +1 on pretty much everything, no?
Lots of stuff. Yeah.
I'll have to write that down.
Imagine so long as they're around, though.
Right.
I feel if they're not present with
Oh
you
yeah,
for
if I'm
some
alone,
reason,
then I'm screwed, which is why I want them around always.
Right.
They're my best friends.
Yeah.
I'd never
Or
hurt
are
them.
they? Or is it?
Choose one of the following strengths for your gang. They're armed with guns and real dangerous stuff.
What the fuck?
They're connected with money and designer drugs. They're talented and a band or sports team. They're
doomed.
cultists with dark oaths and willing to die.
Deus, Dominus.
I'm going to go with they're connected because I'm definitely going for the rich,
Yeah.
spoiled.
Am I feeling honestly
one?
with this game, and again, it's all going to be dependent on what you guys want, is that we're less of a... Because the game book has a lot of examples of, like,
Yeah.
there's a biker gang that rolls in and they've got guns. There's enough high school violence.
Oh, yeah.
And we've got enough that's going to be built in with monsters. I'd rather not take it into an area that's like that. And we'll talk
Yeah.
again in a
Of
little
course.
bit also about, like, where our boundaries are and what we're expecting out of this game.
Oh, cool.
Oh, no. I think making the mundane that much more dramatic is so much more interesting.
Oh, yeah.
And that to me is a lot more interesting than, like, all of a sudden your team produces brass knuckles and guns.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's Arizona.
Jet, you're
but-
a jet
Yeah.
all the way from your first cigarette to the last dying day.
The musical's gonna be so good.
Okay, so here's...
Officer?
No, I was
please.
going to read the description
Yeah,
again.
yeah, give me the gang.
So
Okay.
every gang makes demands of its members and its leaders. These
Okay.
demands sometimes push characters out of their comfort zones into the territory of hard decisions. This is what the GM gets to have fun with.
Yeah, send me your click.
Yeah.
Oh, I have their names. They're ready.
Yeah.
Nice.
When you can,
Nice.
please on Slack, send me your click because I would like to incorporate that because I'm a horrible person and I like making my people suffer.
Oh, no,
Yes,
but that's
good.
good. I will Slack you right now, actually. I
Yes.
have them ready.
Yes,
That's
please.
awesome.
Please and thank you.
So if your character is part of a gang, expect some chaos as a result. One of the jobs of the MC is to give voice to the gang members and to look for situations where they might suddenly get demanding. But your gang can also help you. When they help you carry out a task, add 1 to your relevant rolls. When they join you in an act of violence, they inflict an additional 1 harm. Remember that the characters in your gang are still individuals under the MC's authority. Their power, personality, and ambitions aren't inherently under your control.
I control the
That's
horizontal
awesome.
and the vertical.
I love it.
And Gina, you said you picked something.
I did. I have one of
all
my
the
2 for sure. So, the Mortal gains, the first one that's an auto pick is called True Love. So, the Mortal always has exactly 1 lover. The first is chosen during my backstory, and if I ever fall in love with someone else instead, I give them a string and they become my new lover. So you always carry +1 forward to earning your lover's heart or fancy.
I remember that. And it's
Yeah.
an interesting mechanic, especially when it's that the characters probably knew each other to
Yeah.
begin with. And the fact we're I don't know if we really stated it, but it is a part of the setting. We are starting in a new school year. It is the fall. It's
Cool.
the beginning of a new school year. So things happen over the summer.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, because that was something that...
Grease is the word.
Since the only time I've ever played this game before I played the Mortal, it was very interesting because there is some kind of like devotion. It was
Yeah.
it was a little bit of summer lovin'.
Yeah.
Well,
Happened
and
so
the when you look at
fast.
the playbook and it says playing the mortal with regard to the true love, it's like it's about who you've currently placed at the center of your universe. You don't necessarily need to even be in a relationship with someone to declare them
Yeah.
your lover. So it doesn't have to be like biblical lover.
But that's what's really
but
fun
I'm
about
in love with them.
It's fun playing
Yeah.
the Mortal that way. I did that actually with one of the other characters, and
Yeah.
he was called Daniel Not a Wolf. N-A-D-A-W-O-F.
Was he a graphic designer? I'm a graphic designer and
he
not a
was-
wolf.
Oh my god! Seriously, the only time I've ever played this game before was the trashiest game because it was a one-off.
Yes.
I'm
hilarious.
so sorry, Steven, for everything we put you through. And he was like, "I can't tell Rose my dark secret." It was terrible. It was garbage.
That's hilarious. And then the one I picked, I can pick two others, and I think I know the other one I want, but I'm going to see what everybody else has got going on. But the one I did pick is called Down the Rabbit Hole. So when you go poking your nose in affairs not meant for your kind, So I suppose the human-eyed kind.
Yes.
Someone involved in the situation gains a string on you, and you mark XP.
Nice.
That's fair.
So it's
I'm
you're the troublemaker is what that
Yeah.
means.
It is, and it's the mortal. It's like strings would seem to be like, oh shit, I don't want that string. Oh shit, I don't want that string. But the mortal, like, that's the thing. The mortal about the mortal playbook is
That's
want
where
those
you revel in having those strings.
Yep.
Yeah.
The
even if they're
mortals-
on me, not that I'm. Yeah,
Right.
that it's like, oh yeah, take
Well,
that
and-
string on me. I'm the
Right.
victim.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
at
yeah.
levels,
Well-
the mortal starts picking up things
Yes.
potentially from the supernatural.
Yes.
Actually,
Yeah.
there's one move I didn't get to say that I had because I did 2 bargains. Is under pressure. Under pressure. If somebody has 3 or more strings on you, add 1 to your rolls to carrying out their bidding. So and 1 is a big deal in this one.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
hell yeah.
you having strings may not necessarily be a bad thing,
Yep.
I'm sorry,
but it
I'm
means
gonna
other
sing
people get power
Pinocchio
over you.
songs for the rest of forever.
Oh yeah, that'll happen. Gang
Yeah.
has been sent.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
nice.
Of course.
I will go ahead and state mine
Yeah.
for the purposes of character creation, even though I don't get to play for a little while, which the more I think about it, the more sad I am.
I know, right?
So werewolf moves, I went ahead and there are a lot of available options, but since she doesn't know what she is when we start, I want it to be that discovery. So I picked Scent of Blood, add +1 to all rolls against those who have been harmed in the scene already.
Oh.
Yes.
And then heightened senses. When you rely on your animal instincts to make sense of a charged situation, roll with dark. On a 10 up, ask the MC 3 questions from the below and take 1 forward. On a 7 to 9, ask 1 question from the below and ask for a forward. So it's what's my best escape route or way in? Which enemy is the most vulnerable to me? What's their secret weakness? What poses the biggest threat to me? And who's in control here?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And to me, that feels like, especially for like figuring it out, it's like, I sense danger.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening to me. Why
What's
is
happening? Right.
this? All right. So,
Why can I smell lust now?
why does it smell like sex in here? Okay,
No reason.
I literally heard that in my high school drama department in the costume room. One of the guys went in there, he's like, it smells like sex in here. And I'm like, what does that mean? Because I was a goth in high
Nothing?
school and I
Nope.
really didn't know what that meant.
Yeah.
So one thing that I think before we, I'd like to go into next about comfort and knowing people at the table.
Yeah.
I think the lead into that is the final thing that's on all of our sheets, which is the sex move. So as we mentioned, this game is about hormones, it's about monsters, it's about everything that's tied up with the high school experience. Every character has a sex move and what that means to them individually, and it is about, like I said, it's very much a Buffy kind of setting.
Yeah.
Everybody is sleeping with everybody else. There's drama. It's supposed to be about that. I'm not saying that this particular AP is going to get graphic, but it is going to lean into that. So for those listening, that is very much a part of this game.
Yeah.
And it's very much a part of the teenage experience. How many people went through high school going like, when's it going to happen? Is it going to happen? Is he into me? Oh God, I slept with somebody
It's a
too
huge
early.
part of your life.
It's a very, very big part of your life. Regardless of how you feel about sex now, when you are a teenager, it is a huge part of your existence.
Much consternation.
Oh god.
Yeah.
And can I also say, sex doesn't have to. We can have a conversation about what we want to determine as the threshold for your sex move.
Which is what
triggering.
I'd like to do after this.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
cool. So we'll come back to that. And
Because we are a live stream.
yes.
Yeah.
We are obviously not a home game.
Right.
Yep.
In a home game, you can say anything. We do want to make sure that the people listening are comfortable. We don't want to make anybody upset.
Yep.
But we are going to discuss very frankly what our boundaries are within this game.
Lines and veils.
And understand where that's going to land so that people have an expectation.
Yep.
Not only that, it's very important, even if you play a home game, you set expectations at the table so that
Yes.
other players know what
Right.
it is and you don't throw anybody off or hurt anybody in a way that's unacceptable.
Right.
Absolutely.
There's a concept called the X card
Yep.
in
Yep.
this.
Yeah, and I actually would like to do the X card when
Yeah.
we get around to playing. Like I said, we might have a few minutes of gameplay
Yeah.
tonight just to scene set.
Cool.
But there is something that's written into the rules specifically that you take a a card and you write an X on it, which I would like to do at some point. And if anything crosses into a territory that's uncomfortable, somebody can, without explanation, you do not have to explain yourself, tap the X card, which means I am uncomfortable. Please stop this line. And everybody has an acceptance that you move on from this, because there are things that, while it may seem very mundane to us,
you have
are
no idea.
Unacceptable to other people.
Yeah.
You
I
don't
was
know.
gonna say, thinking about that ahead of time, because we can all reach. Except
GM
for,
is difficult, so
Yeah,
I mean, just having an actual X card, I think would be fine.
And I think because
it would
it's
just
written
have to
into
be
the
reachable.
rules, and not only are we here for entertainment, we're also
Yeah.
here to teach people how to play these games.
Yes.
If they want to at home, I think it is appropriate for us to have an actual X card.
Okay.
And because we also have Slack available to us, and I really recommend it for anybody. It's very easy to use. Set up something, you don't have to pass notes. Slack is very easy. You can have someone message you and go, hey, I'm getting a little leery of this territory. I know that happens. Some people have trouble with men yelling. Some people have trouble with, there's so many things.
Right.
And you want to make sure that even though this game is sexually charged by way of the characters, that everyone is comfortable at this table.
Yes, absolutely.
It's absolutely imperative in this kind of game that everybody trusts each other and is not made uncomfortable.
Yeah, It's one of the most It's one of the most freeing games to me because of the exploration of these issues. But it is one of the most delicate games, and it is when you play it, it's very important that you just listen to the other players, and when they say stop, you just stop, and you don't ask why, and you don't care. They just want you to stop and let's move on.
And I think it's very interesting because also none of us had played with each other before, except for like one before. So there's a lot of concept of like trust and knowing each other that we're just going to have to sort of deal with. And having the X card and having the no, this is not okay, or just I'm weirded out, and then move on. I think that sounds great. I mean, like my home game, I've known these people for 15 years plus. And so, like, this sort of thing is very easy for us because, I mean, we were 20 together. And so I think I'm very interested in this whole concept and going for, like, these sort of, like, sex moves, etc., and just where we are in that as a public game and as well as people who've never played with each other before.
And especially because I don't think that sex or sexuality is inherently wrong. But we all feel different things, and some people have different experiences, and it's very important. So, actually, I'll start out with what my sex move is for my character, and then we can move around the table.
Can I say one more thing
Of
real
course.
quick? So this, to the listeners, to the audience, we can't do trigger warnings for every single scene. You know, so
well, because you don't.
We
know what
literally
those
don't know
are.
what's going to happen.
Exactly.
That's
So
totally what
and there are
trigger
too
is.
many of you to to cover every single person's trigger warning. So just be aware that if you are going to listen to us, especially if you're going to listen to us live, we don't even know what we're going to say and what situations are going to happen. So so maybe for some of you who have a lot of triggers or who have specific triggers, maybe it will be better for you to listen to us on delay, or and to maybe find out, like, oh, is there something that's going to bother me in this episode? And that's okay. And
We don't do this with the. We don't intend to offend anybody, but things may come up, and everybody is completely variable. So we want to be upfront about what this game is, not only with the people listening to us, but amongst ourselves. Because again, we haven't all played together as a group, and I think we're all pretty chill about most things. But there may be that moment that is too real. And that's a very important part of playing this game, specifically if you're thinking about playing with other people.
Absolutely.
So with that said, should we
Yay,
go around
trauma! Okay.
Like I said, I'll go ahead and start out, and then we can move around the table. My character won't come into play for a few sessions, but still. When you have sex with someone, you establish a deep spiritual connection with them. Until either of you breaks this spiritual connection by having sex with someone else, add a +1 to all rolls made to defend them. You can tell when that connection has been broken.
So the werewolf is expressly monogamous.
Yeah, it's basically, well, they're sleeping with someone else. I guess I can go screw someone else.
Well, the other perspective of that is what I call the Adam mode, which is, oh my God, I just had sex with you. You are my everything.
Oh no.
My world now revolves around you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
For those listening at home, I made a horrible face.
A horrible thing.
Horrible
No.
face.
No.
Yeah, my friend Anthony from New York, I can thank for making me say horrible.
Horrible.
And let's pretend, because it's established, it's canon now, I'm in my 30s. But it did take me until the last 2 years.
That's fantastic.
To not be in that place.
See, I'm really bad at guessing ages on people. People are like, how old do you think I am? I'm like, fuck you, this is a stupid question.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
Are you a wolf? No. Well, then I can't tell how old you are.
pretty much. I assume that everyone I know is about in their 30s. Does that help?
Let's do it. Yeah, let's go for it.
I will take that.
It's
I'll
canon.
take that. Yeah. What?
Do you want to explain this
Yeah.
to the mortal?
Fuck you.
Oh, for sure. So
I didn't say it was wrong.
the sex move for the mortal is pretty badass. When you have sex with someone, it awakens something. It's the angel move.
Yeah.
It awakens something sinister within. The next time you take your eyes off them, they become their darkest self.
Oh.
If you
This
wanna-
could end very badly.
if you want to
It's
be your
real
darkest
bad.
self,
Is there another Zima?
Yeah.
Right.
Or
There's 2 more. There should, or no, one more. I bought a 6-pack.
Tappy's looking for another
It's
Zima.
in there. I swear.
It's not actually a Zima, dude.
Pay no attention to that Zima behind the curtain.
You know things are bad when you
Do you
want
want to
another
share
one.
mine with
Right?
me?
yeah, I'll share that with
I have to eventually be able to do something here that's
I
not
know.
drinking, so
Yeah.
if you would like to share mine, I would be happy for that.
Sure, do you want more rye?
But yes.
I have to drive at
The
some
mortal
point.
will
I know.
That's
We
the
can.
problem with starting with 8 o'clock
Yes.
games.
See, we can. That's why we can hang out like afterwards, and then when you're good
You
enough to
setting
drive.
me up for like because it's working. Because I will probably have to stay past 10 p.m. And for those, it'll be Happy Jacks.
Oh, that's gonna
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah, we
Happy
may-
Jack's up
Happy
all
Jack's
night.
midnight.
Honestly, this might be the
told-
session 0 that ends late.
Yeah.
I told the PTB about Happy Jack's Midnight.
Oh, nice.
But,
yeah.
Yeah.
but do help me with it if you would, sir.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I don't have cooties that I'm aware of. Just werewolf cooties. You're a werewolf
Yes.
now.
All right, cool.
So, the Queen's
Oh man, does that mean I'm
darkest
all
self?
about
Oh,
everybody
the
have
Queen
sex
sex
with?
move.
Yeah.
Oh, sex move. Yeah, we're on sex move.
Queen sex move. When you have sex with someone, they gain the condition one of them. While the condition remains, they count as part of your gang.
Yeah.
We accept her,
so
one of us.
You could
We
sleep with the
accept
most
her, one
unpopular
of us.
kid in school, and they're still a part of your clique for a
Yep.
while.
But
Yeah.
you know what? If they're the only person in the room and I want that bonus, maybe.
You're like, let's
pity
just go.
party.
Okay.
Yeah. So the hollow sex move is when you have sex with someone, both players secretly write down whether the sex was confusing or soothing
This is amazing.
for their character. If you reveal
be a
the
lot
same
shorter in
answer,
this
both
game.
characters mark experience.
Oh my god.
Confusing or soothing are the options.
Bro, there's
What
an
if it's-
explanation. No, there's an explanation at some point that if it's more than one person, you all do it, and anybody who has a combination therefore gets experience.
Oh, nice.
Hey!
Oh, I like
just,
that.
just so you know.
Just so I know. In case,
Yeah.
for future orgy situations. Just, I have anything to say about it. Absolutely.
Just there's a mechanical reason why you would want to have an orgy.
yes. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not complaining. The more people in my gang, the better.
Right? Yeah. Mutually beneficial
Right?
situation.
It's fine. It's fine.
By the way, I love your gang, by the way.
Thank you.
I really do.
not
And I
ready
said,
to
by the way,
gang. I
twice,
wanna
so
know.
you can tell I've been drinking.
Oh man, I want to know what the gang is.
Oh.
You'll find out.
All right.
Hurry up.
Here, my sex move.
Then we'll know.
When you have sex, the dark power loses a string on you and gains a string on whoever you had sex with.
Oh!
STD.
It's so rad. Yeah. You tell one friend, they tell two friends.
It follows.
Yeah. Well, but it's also how I get rid of my own soul debt.
Yeah,
It behooves
that's true.
me to have sex with as many people
Yep.
as possible to get those strings off
So
of
you
me.
literally
Yes.
fuck the pain away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically.
Okay, so since we were discussing it, let's talk about character backgrounds and what people have figured out by why blah, 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 words are hard. It's been a very long week, and then I added drinking on top of it.
Woo!
Why everyone is the way that they are right now.
Do you want me to start?
I don't care.
I can start.
You
Do
guys
wanna
can
start?
pick amongst yourselves.
You start,
It's,
and then I'll go
I'll
next.
start. Yeah, you start.
Yeah,
it's
we'll do this and
collaborative
this.
storytelling.
Yeah.
Collaborative.
Anyone can tell anyone
Okay.
anything.
So yes. So my character is named Max, and he has a disheveled look. He's got kind of grungy, like the tank top with the jean jacket and the distressed jeans and the flannel tied around his waist, bandanas everywhere, and he has wide eyes. And his origin is a failed experiment. So what I'm thinking is that years ago, or maybe just like a few months ago, some neighboring school, their entire sports team, we'll figure out a sports ball specific when we decide, but
Lacrosse?
Lacrosse, yeah. No,
The whitest of all sports.
No.
But it has helmets, so it can hide if you're a werewolf.
That's true. Yeah.
No, wait,
The
Polo
fact
is.
that Teen Wolf went from basketball to lacrosse.
Yes.
Oh my
Although
gosh.
if you watch Teen Wolf, the animated series, which I have, which I don't recommend, it's
Interesting.
football.
Wow.
Mac,
Yeah.
Mac,
For a minute, I don't know why, I thought
Mac,
you were going
I
to say
love
badminton.
your dedication.
Yeah.
I
What?
love your
I
dedication
thought you
to
were
the
gonna
art.
say just for
I have
Oh,
seen Teen Wolf
badminton,
literally
yes.
more than any other film I have seen in my life.
Nice.
Uh,
So
That's amazing. No, that's
It's
amazing.
not okay.
I appreciate it, and I appreciate you.
You are dumb.
disturbing but admirable.
Yes.
So I'm thinking, earlier this year, some neighboring school's entire sports ball team died, and somebody put Max together from all the body pieces.
It was like a bus crash.
Yes, a bus crash.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was like
So it's like Degrassi. Yeah.
oh, is
No.
that a Degrassi thing?
Well, there was, but
It's-
only one person
Degrassi is
died.
basically Grey's Anatomy set in high school.
Oh my god, I love
yes,
Degrassi.
yes.
This does make me think
Yeah.
briefly that we discussed figuring out what the school mascot for Carefree High was.
Oh,
yeah.
Because the rival school
Yes.
is
would
where
be-
you came from.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yes.
So I do remember, and feel free, guys, to fight me on this, that the school mascot for Carefree High, which colors we have, I think,
I
decided
know,
are
we
black
totally
and blue.
have.
Absolutely.
They're
Yeah.
black and blue.
Yeah.
My childhood at my elementary school, we were the Roadrunners, and the rival
Yeah.
school was determined amongst us in Slack was the Coyotes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we agreed in this?
Yes,
We-
yes.
absolutely
Especially because
agreed.
I'd forgotten to
We're
brought
the
it up.
Coyotes, though,
No,
right?
I
we're
in
the
elementary
Roadrunners.
school,
Oh, damn.
They're the Coyotes.
Damn,
we
I
were
like
the
alliteration.
Coyotes and had Wile E. Coyote as the
Yeah.
actual mascot.
Wow.
in
Yeah.
elementary school.
Carefree
Yeah, but the
Coyotes.
Roadrunner.
No,
Dude.
Carefree,
But the thing
Carefree
is-
Roadrunners.
I know.
But the thing
I thought
is,
we
in
were
all
the
of these
Coyotes.
supernatural
I bought us a
dramas-
mascot.
Their mascot is bullshit. Like, it's the hogs
Yeah,
in
the
Buffy.
warthogs or the-
It's
Yeah.
and it's the
The
beef-
Razorbacks.
Razorbacks.
The Razorbacks. It's the beavers in Teen Wolf.
I bought this.
Cute.
I know. I thought we were the
I
Coyotes.
kind of want to be the
so
Oh, no!
Coyotes,
I totally bought us a
Oh, are we
Are
going
we-
to be
are
the
we-
Coyotes? Okay, we're the Coyotes.
Okay, it's gonna be too close to home
That's
for my
okay.
character, but
Yeah,
I will
yeah.
put Coyotes.
Are you
Alright.
sure? Because I'm
Hold on.
totally fine.
shit.
Let's vote. Let's vote. Let's
Yeah,
vote.
yeah,
All right.
vote.
Roadrunners, hands up. It's automatically.
Oh yeah, we got to be the Roadrunners.
It's
It's
the
lamer.
irony.
No, it's lamer.
It's okay.
That's the problem.
We can do
Yes.
like
No, the
Coyotes-
Roadrunner always wins and the Coyote gets fucked up.
But
Yeah,
no.
right.
But
Yeah.
Coyote is so much cooler in Native
Yeah.
American mythology.
Yes.
That's okay.
Yeah, so we're not talking
used
about
to
that,
getting
we're
voted
talking
down
Looney
already.
Tunes.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm totally cool.
We'll be okay, Gina.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Yeah.
But then we also lose.
I'll lose the small battles. I'll just fucking
Right,
mark
yeah.
XP
Yeah, I'm not on the
till
sports
all the way to the
team,
fucking
right,
yeah.
next level.
Ironically.
and
I am.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know, but I'm not, and I'm supposed to be the Teen Wolf that comes in
Yeah.
and saves help, but it's not going to happen. I hope maybe
no.
Adam don't get notes for your GM sessions.
Oh no, I got all kinds of notes, all kinds of ideas.
Anyway,
This is
failed
gonna be the best
experiment.
game.
Yes. So yeah.
Okay.
So the Coyotes, their team, one of their teams, was some kind of accident where the entire sports team died, and Max was built out of their body parts. So yeah, so he has it kind of looks like he has vitiligo. But it's it's like patches of different colors of skin. Yeah. And but of course he's still super hot.
Naturally.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, of course.
He's your character.
He's made from the best parts of the other
Exactly.
team.
Yeah. And perfect body, of course. Yeah.
That is how one gets a 9-pack.
right. Exactly.
You just grab an extra one.
What?
Right, yeah.
No, that's gross. It's got to be a 10-pack or an 8-pack. Come on.
No, there were 9 abs saved. Therefore, there were.
It's very Adam and Eve.
You must use every part of the coyote.
You know what, guys? I'm going to tap out and go to the restroom. I'm going to let you guys describe stuff for yourselves.
All right.
All right. So yeah, so that's my thought, and I'll refine that some more as we learn some more about everybody else.
Oh
and-
man, I cannot wait
no,
to
it's
roleplay
Yeah.
with you.
Yes, thank you. Thanks.
Cool beans.
This is going to be awesome.
Yes.
There
Yes.
was talk at the very beginning that because you were in this game, none of us could be ugly anyway.
Oh
no.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, no. I mean,
For those who haven't, like,
It's
so
Monsterhearts.
I've said this multiple times on all of the podcasts that I've done and in all my games that I've played on this. Like, this is my thing. I don't play unattractive characters because like I spent, let's say, 30 years thinking of myself as unattractive, and so I always played characters. I'm like, I want to play characters that I think are hot, and so I'm like, I don't want to play somebody ugly
Nice.
because I feel ugly in my life, and
what's also fun is to play characters that have weaponized their attractiveness.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah, that's the best.
Hello.
Oh yeah.
Famous
I mean,
ghost.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
and also the mortal
Yes.
Right, yes.
is weaponized attractiveness. But
Absolutely.
it's like that whole concept of like,
right.
what do I get because I'm attractive?
Yeah,
I'm going to
exactly.
mechanically make
And
sure this
also-
happens.
Yep.
And also, like, just a little bit about my personal history. So I grew up highly religious in a very rural community.
I did not grow up rural.
Oh yeah,
But-
and so very repressed sexuality for a long time. And even though I came out as gay right before I graduated high school, it's still it was a long time before I had any kind of comfort with sexuality. So
But regardless, coming out
Yeah.
in high school back
Yeah.
then is a big deal.
in
Totally.
1992, actually,
Right.
That's right. Yeah.
Word. Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Thank you. I graduated when I was like 10 because I'm in my 30s. Let's say.
Oh yeah.
I can assure you.
This 30s thing.
Yeah.
I can assure you, if you were 30, you didn't graduate in
true.
1992, even
Yeah.
if you were 10.
We're talking about
Right,
how awesome
yeah.
Adam is.
Right. But anyway,
Hopefully
so
not the Adam from Buffy.
no, me.
No.
Oh,
Kind
no.
of. Kind
No.
of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Thank you.
Some similarity.
No.
No.
You're all good.
But yeah, but basically because of my low self-esteem for a long time and my repressed sexuality for a long time, it's just been that thing where I'm like, this is my fantasy escape. I can play the
Yeah.
most horrible, fucked up characters. Anything can happen to them. They can go through all kinds of shit. I don't care.
Yep.
But they've got to be hot and they've got to have lots of sex because that is what I
I
find
clearly
enjoyable
missed
about
some
fantasy.
things, but you know what? I will go and watch it on the
Yeah.
replay.
I was listening to one of the podcasts and you brought that
Oh,
up.
yeah.
I'm like, that's like fucking kindred spirits.
Yeah,
I'm the
yeah.
same way. I'm exactly the same way.
But that's
Yeah.
the thing is a lot of the high school experience, especially I think here at this table with people who were feeling goth and ostracized,
Yes.
is a feeling of being awkward, ostracized, and
Yeah.
unwanted.
Yeah.
I remember middle school and being having people daring other kids to ask me out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
that's
remember.
I didn't have my
Yep.
coming of age until I was way into high school, and people
Yeah.
were like, "Oh, Mac is a girl,"
oh,
and
no,
then
no,
I'm
no.
like, "I don't know how to react
Well-
to this."
Oh, no, you don't
Yeah.
understand. I didn't have my coming of age until I was 22.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anybody at the table do well in school? By any
I was
chance?
very
Oh,
good
Okay,
at school.
I was
Yeah.
compared to my brother, no. Compared to everybody else, yes.
That doesn't count.
And that's the thing,
Yeah.
is you get bored because
And then
you're
you get
really good at
ostracized
shit,
for that,
and then
too.
you go,
Yeah.
I don't need to
Oh,
work
yeah.
on this.
President of the drama club,
Okay.
Yeah.
choir
Well, no.
section
Yeah.
leader, AP classes.
This is why we're all playing this
Yeah.
game,
Right.
guys.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is our way to have revenge and
Yeah.
go, I can justify why I was
Yeah.
this person.
Oh,
in high
and
school."
also I'm a monster
Right,
and
yeah,
have supernatural
exactly.
powers.
Yes. Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
dream.
But
That is
anyway,
the
I
dream.
think a lot of that is why, this and Masks are my favorite games, and I love
Yes.
playing teenagers
Yep.
because
Yep.
I had
Right.
such a horrible time as a teenager, and I think a lot of us did in this hobby. But like when you have that horrible time as a teenager, like you either want to never think about it again, or you want to replay it in a way more interesting way.
Exactly.
I mean, I had an interesting high school, but it was because I hung out with the other weird kids.
Yeah.
I mean, we seceded from the nation one day because we decided we were going to form the sovereign nation of Bob.
Nice.
Oh, wow, you're way cooler than I was.
And our slogan was, "This is our damn piece of cement." So you can
Nice.
tell we were really popular.
But
I had an actually very awkward high school experience where I started out as the, ew, I dare you to ask her out, to, oh, she's a girl. And I'm like, I don't know how to comprehend this interaction now. Because, what? People are paying attention. I'm confused. They're commenting on my belly button's cute? Because high school is like that. And you're just like, what?
What's the most innocuous thing I can say is attractive on you? Your belly button. Your
Oh,
belly button is attractive.
I was super into crop tops because it was the 90s.
Yeah. High five.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
I should wear a crop top this game and no one will be able to see it. Anyway, where were we?
We're introducing other characters.
Our character backgrounds.
We know about Max.
Sure, I will do my character background. My character's name is Rose, and she is Singaporean of Chinese descent.
Okay.
Her parents are from Singapore, and they moved here because her mother was a dancer, and her father was an actor and a sports ball guy.
Okay.
Yeah, sports ball.
He did water polo and diving and American football, which is apparently very popular in Singapore.
Okay.
And it's also popular in Singapore to give your a child a Western first name and your last name being your family name, whatever. So her last name is Lee. And her
L-I?
L-E-E.
Okay.
Yeah. And her Chinese name is Ye Ying, and that means nightingale. And I chose that because there is a great satirical fairy tale by Oscar Wilde called The Rose and the Nightingale.
Yes.
Nice.
That's funny. We
Isn't
both
it
have
great?
literary backgrounds to our character names.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy about this.
Mm-hmm. And so it's about the futility of sacrificing yourself for love. Because what she's doing is sacrificing herself for love because her parents are good at everything and she is not. She's good at nothing. Her mother's a dancer and an artist. Her father is a sports star and an actor, and she isn't. And so it turns out her parents came to Hollywood to be in the movie industry, and they found out that in the 90s there aren't any roles for Asian people.
There isn't in the 2000s.
Go figure.
Yeah,
Right,
or the
yeah.
2010s. Or
Yeah.
So
Or any of them.
her father became a grip, and her mother became a set dresser. And in 1989, they came to Carefree, to Carefree Studios, which is an actual thing,
What?
in order to make
Damn you.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, which was shot at Carefree Studios in Carefree, Arizona.
No way.
I do not like you
did
showing me up about
research.
Carefree from my childhood, because I actually was in Carefree in my childhood, so this is hurting my soul.
I'm really good at research.
Oh my god.
So actually, no, they came in 1987 because Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure was
Yeah.
released in 1989.
Right.
Or probably more like 1986.
Yeah.
And so then they stayed in Carefree because there was more work at the studio, and it's a place where there weren't a lot of other grips or set dressers,
Do research.
and they could continue to work. So she has lived in Carefree since 1987.
Nice.
Okay. All right, we already know your character. Huh?
It's just like Tappy GM.
Hey,
I
I'll
think
take a
that's a really dangerous idea, sir.
I'll take a turn.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
No,
sure.
No, this is dangerous.
It is
Nope.
dangerous, yeah.
Nope.
That
I'll say
Right,
that.
and so her parents are good at everything, and she's good at nothing. And so she wished and wished and wished every night
Should we let
that
him do
she
the
could
musical episode?
be good at things, be good at school. Like she just couldn't do math, and she can't dance,
She
and
can't
she
do
can't
the
do
stereotype,
sports.
which is very, very
Yeah.
prevalent in the 90s.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Well, especially there's a high expectation Asian dad kind of thing too. Where
No,
it's like,
there totally
yeah.
is. Actually, where I grew up, we had a lot of students who were Vietnamese, and it was very much a high standard, and there was very much the stereotype
Right.
happening.
And so she
The
could
90s are hard.
Yeah. She could not make it.
Yeah.
And so wish and wish and wish every night that she could just do it, whatever.
Sure.
Would give whatever. And then in her dreams one night, this power came to her, this darkness, and said, I will give you what you want. She says, great. What do you want? I'll let you know.
Yeah. And that's
And
also
just,
that's also a part of the reason we said it in the 90s is because there was still a lot of stereotyping going
Right.
on, but also because we wanted to pull out some of the modern technology that we have now.
well, and also I looked it up, and it turns out in 2000 was the most recent survey of the people in Carefree. There were 1,900 people, and Asian
very, very
population
small.
was less than 1%.
Okay, most of the people in Carefree
Wow.
are living in faux adobe homes because they think it looks authentic.
Right. Right. So she is probably the only Asian person
Yeah.
in the entire school.
The biggest thing to happen in Carefree was they started building a golf course
Right.
away from like where they weren't trailer homes, they were those like portable homes that were a little bit more of like a living facility for the elderly because that's where my grandmother lived.
Right.
Yeah, there wasn't much out in fucking Carefree at that
Right.
point.
So Carefree Studios are just south of Carefree, etc. I can actually take a
I'm gonna
picture
have
of
such
it.
hardcore
give
flashbacks,
you-
guys. I made a huge mistake.
I've made a terrible,
It's going to
But,
be fabulous.
terrible
But yeah.
mistake. So I have a question. Was there anything that Rose was good at before?
She was good at reading.
Okay.
She's very, very into her like fantasy novels and things like
Okay.
that. I mean, she's a nerd, but not good at nerd stuff,
Yeah.
right? So not good at math or science or anything like that.
Daydreaming, though?
But yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Like that was her hobby: is try to avoid her parents, try and avoid the world,
Sure.
Yeah.
get into your own personal world, and now suddenly she has this dark power that has told her, yes, I can make you good at everything.
Cool.
And this was in the summer before this year, so
Okay.
maybe even a couple weeks
Which
before
I think
the
is
school
fair.
year.
I feel like coming back to the fall school year changed is a very strong theme.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. And now is she pretty much good at everything? Like good grades, sports stars?
She can be good at everything.
Cool. Okay.
She can be, as long as she gives stuff to the dark power.
Yes.
Sure. Sure.
There is, so because cold is -1 for all of the stats of this, there is a move that the Hollowed has that lets you, if you look into the abyss, gaze into abyss, switch 2 of your stats.
Yep.
And I kind of want to see if I can just give the dark power a string and switch my volatile and cold.
Ooh. Yikes.
So then I have the cold where I'm good at everything.
Yeah.
I'm crap at volatile, and then I have dark 1, and then hot -1 because boy am I still awkward as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean she's relatively goth punk. I mean she doesn't wear any makeup. She doesn't know how to do any of that.
Sure.
Like hair down in her face, really doesn't want to be noticed, but wearing all black. She's a Chinese girl wearing all black in fucking Arizona.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So
Everything
obviously stands out.
Yeah. Oh, and I should say, so Max's stats are hot -1, cold -1, volatile 2, and dark 1. So, and this is weird for me because I'm going with a negative number on hot.
Yeah.
But the idea, like, he's super fucking sexy, but he's just kind of a blank. So
Okay.
you know, so there's not a lot of
Right.
excitement there. He just kind of sits and stares.
I'm glad you mentioned that actually, because Max to me, feels very male or female character oriented. So I actually didn't realize. I assume probably because I go by Mac.
Oh
That
yeah.
Max
that-
is female.
Female.
Oh yeah. No. Max is male. So yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, and the other reason I chose Rose is because Willow is also a plant,
Yes.
Right.
and because that's awesome.
Tee.
So yeah.
All right. So I know we found out a little bit about the queen bee. Do
Right.
you have a name for
the said Queen Bee?
character yet?
Yes, his name is Oliver Thorne of the
course it
Carefree
is.
Thorns.
Oh.
Carefree
Oh.
Thorns.
What are the Carefree Thorns known for?
Well, I was actually trying to
Known for
figure
their
out what
golf-
it was, and
golf courses?
Taffy actually gave me a good idea. They may actually be somehow related to the Carefree Studios. Originally,
Oh, yes.
I was going to have them like a transplant from California, getting out of California before the .com bubble busted.
So you think they might be the owners of Carefree
I think they may be the
Yeah.
owners of Carefree Studios.
Okay.
They are rich and affluent and know it.
They obviously knew like Bob Hope and shit like that
Of course
because
they
that's
did.
when Carefree Studios
Well,
happened.
I don't know if you're aware, but the golf course they built is named for my father. I haven't heard his first name, but the Thorn Golf Course. Why not?
Yeah, because I remember when I was young going
Damien.
out there that the golf course was the thing
Because
being
Damien
built.
Thorne is totally the name.
Domine. Again, I say.
Yes.
Moved it out.
Yeah, so that's what I've got for his name. I had a couple ideas as far as background. I may actually. I'm just stealing and borrowing.
Yeah.
Great.
But
great.
that's
Do
what
it.
character
Which I
creation
love,
session
yeah.
which I
zeros is
love.
about.
I love the merging. Of
That
What
makes
if-
sense, though, in a very small area to be sort of on top of everything because your parents own the only fucking studio.
Oh, exactly.
Right.
Like,
the only money coming into
there's
the
a
goddamn
quote,
city.
Again, Oscar Wilde. There's a quote, and something about if you're in the gutter, at least something about seeing the stars. I'm going to look it up, and I forgot. I'll write it in my book,
Yeah.
so I have it because it's my character's like main focal point. And I forgot to look the quote up.
And
Oscar
also,
Wilde.
please
Yeah.
show the cover of your composition.
Yeah,
book
it's
to the-
beautiful.
I know.
Class of whatever. Oh my god.
I plan to keep adding to the doodles on the front as things happen in the game.
Oh, I'm so excited about this.
I'm very excited.
Yeah, take notes.
Oh, I will. Oh, I will.
Cool.
I will be the Sam of this group.
Okay, because I was
Okay.
going to say,
Cool.
I'm like, this is my first game on Happy Jacks where Sam hasn't been involved.
Oh, no, no.
I'm like very
Oh.
stressed about
Oh,
it.
That's
like,
why I love
that was-
Sam because I am the Sam
That was
in
the
my
most.
home group.
That was the most
So-
shocking thing. Is like watching Sam do the recap. It's like this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. My entire Bill
Sam
used
is
to
my,
do that.
Sam is my twin.
Bill did that for the Traveler game that we used to have way back in the day.
Yeah.
But no, I go back and re-listen and add to my notes.
Oh, man.
She is my Weasley twin, though.
Having Sam
Some-
on the Demigods game, it's like, oh my god, this is so awesome.
I know.
Love it.
Hey,
So
well, we
many.
have another.
Yeah,
space
we have
to put her in.
Yay.
But yeah, so what I was going to pull from your backstory is maybe they didn't find all the parts they needed from the bus crash. Because there were a couple of backgrounds I was going with because I like the idea of being a new queen. I have just come into power.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I think that's because my older brother died in a tragic accident. And
Out of the shadow.
Oh, you bitch!
so
This is very Riverdale.
I
I watched
know.
one episode like I know Riverdale.
I know, and I'm like, that's what I was like, I'm teetering on this. It's a little Riverdale, but I'm just going to lean into the curve.
No.
You know
Do
what?
it.
though?
Lean in.
Yeah.
Lean
This is
into
the
it.
game for this.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think part of you resembles a bit of my brother,
Yeah.
whose name I will have to come up with because I don't have it off the top of my head.
I don't want to think about what bit, but that's amazing.
Well, eventually there will be some sex moves involved, and we'll
We'll
find out.
which bit.
It's like,
Oh,
But so I
Oh, wow.
you remind me of my brother right now. Why?
when I kiss you, it's like I'm kissing my
My
brother.
brother. Oh my god, that's amazing!
So I think he's coming into his. I think it's going. He's gonna go for it. I'm gonna go into junior year. I have junior or sophomore year. I'm still figuring that out. I'll figure that out really quickly. But he's basically having to take up the mantle because my brother was, top dog, the king
was
of his school.
The best,
Sure.
the brightest,
Okay.
Absolutely.
the most
Okay.
badass.
And basically, I'm again pulling from Riverdale. There was
Cool.
definitely a moment. Oliver went to rich people camp over the summer, as one does.
Rich people
Wait,
scam.
like Cotillion?
Yeah, sure, yes,
Chippewa.
yes.
Chippewa. Oh yeah, no, you totally went to
I
Chippewa.
totally went to Chippewa.
It
Yeah.
means orphan.
And there was definitely a moment of the first 10 minutes of Riverdale where they look into Archie's window and was like, Archie got hot.
Yeah.
See,
Oliver-
that's funny because I was kind of thinking about that with my character too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
It's
No,
totally-
here's the
it's
thing.
fine.
Everybody just got hot.
Everybody
Right?
just got hot.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, so he's a new queen, so he's coming into power
Sure.
and ready to seize that power and seize that throne.
All right.
Wait, so is your gang your brother's former gang? Or is it your gang?
They're my
Back.
gang. They're my
Oh.
gang.
They're just filling that vacuum.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
His
Okay.
brother's
They
former
suck
gang are
like
my
a
right arm,
vacuum.
my left foot, and my right ear.
Gina, I think you should tell us about your character.
That makes me so happy. This makes
Now
me
that
so
you've heard
happy.
what
Even though
we're going to be a late game, I
Technically,
have
yeah.
a feeling that this
Sorry.
game usually we end at 10.
Technically,
I have
I'm
a feeling
supposed
this
to
is going to
go
truly be the
last.
beginning of Happy
Right?
Jack's nights.
Yeah.
just on
Happy
the,
Jack's up all night.
right, yeah. On the backstory,
sexy.
you're
Yeah.
supposed to go
Yeah.
last.
Yeah,
but
declare
on the,
your
like,
backstory last.
But this is
Okay.
just like the introduction, and then
Oh,
generally,
okay. I thought that's what
yeah.
we were doing as backstory.
Well, generally
Okay.
you do this sort of introduction and say like, this is kind
Okay.
of my character concept and idea, and then the backstory thing happens
Cool.
after everybody's gone around and introduced
Okay, cool.
themselves.
So her name's Ivy. She is totally girl next door. So she's sweet, beautiful, doe eyes, kind of kid next door, girl next door. But of course, she's blossomed over the summer,
Right.
so that beautiful doe-eyed kid thing has.
We're all
turned
10th
into-
grader. I think we're
Yeah.
going to go with like 10th
Yeah, let's go
grade.
with 10th
Yeah.
grade. Yeah,
Sophomores,
grade score.
like,
Yeah.
15.
Yeah.
I'm kind of feeling
Sophomores.
sophomores right
Cool.
now.
Okay.
Cool.
I
Oh,
just
that's
get this
perfect.
feeling that we are like collectively
Yeah.
sophomores.
Well, and we've all
Yeah.
had a year together at school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know
so
who
it's
each other
a-
are, and then we come back, oh my.
Yes.
yeah, I feel like that makes sense for our game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Excellent.
Also, I think I can type the word sophomores. Okay, I did.
It's sophomore.
It's very hard with so
Sophomore.
much alcohol.
Also, those nails.
Yeah.
The nails aren't a problem unless I've been drinking.
Ah, fair enough.
Oh yeah, I'm used to these. This
yeah.
is all. I wear contacts, guys.
That's amazing. Holy fuck. What?
I do. I wear contacts. I take contacts in and out with these nails.
That's awesome.
Okay, so
Anyway.
did you have a character named Gina?
Yeah, Ivy.
Okay. Ivy.
Ivy.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got Ivy.
like the
and
So
superhero.
far, we have 2 characters with last names, and I think 3 without. So or you have
Yeah.
1, so 2
I
without.
think I do,
Sorry.
but I figure I'll have it
Yep.
nailed
Okay,
by
so
next.
yeah, the 2 that we
Yeah.
don't have are Max and
Yeah.
Ivy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think
Which
I
is
have
fine,
one, but
that's
I'm
totally
gonna-
fine.
Yeah. And I picture her as like a Juniversity last year cheer squad. Total honor roll. Also math team. She's a mathlete. So
Nice.
she's a smart girl, but she's also she's
She's way too
Yeah.
smart for you.
She's good at everything.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
Helps
she
if I can
doesn't think that way.
Spell
Well,
math
yeah,
with
nobody
Yeah.
does. Except for the queen.
Right,
Naturally.
the
Yeah.
queen totally does. Well, and we had kind of talked because you're from town then?
Yeah, I
like you're an
decided to be from-
established.
Yes,
Last name.
we are an established.
Um,
we are the Carefree Thorns.
Okay, cool. Oh yeah, that's right, the Carefree Thorns. Okay, cool.
Jesus.
Cool beans.
Max has a last name.
Yes. What is that?
Franklin.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
is
really?
it?
Frank.
Frankenlin.
Frankenlin.
I can't handle this last name.
Yes, you
Frankenstein.
can. It's amazing for you. And you know it.
No, I love it, but I can't handle it. There's a difference. That's okay. I named mine, like I said, after Peter S. Beagle books.
Right? Exactly. So.
Which is an amazing
Can't
short story, by the way, guys.
See, and I'm naming myself after Cocktail
I will
Twins
look that up.
songs.
Nice.
Well, so far I have Ivy.
Yeah. No, I know. That's why I'm trying to decide for the last name. I haven't decided.
That's
yet.
fine. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, cool.
one of my
I'll have
favorite,
it.
like, Ivy moments, like Poison Ivy,
Yeah.
is
She's my favorite.
yeah, she's the best. Is when the Joker's girlfriend. What's her name?
Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Harley.
Oh my God, she's the Joker's
yeah, fuck
girlfriend.
that.
Who are you? Who
I,
are you?
I'm,
You leave my table
I've been
right
drinking.
now.
So,
Leave my table.
so Harley looks at her and puts up a sign
Yeah.
that
Harleen
says,
Quinzel.
"You make me so thorny."
That's a very Harley thing to do. Sorry. I actually just bought Harley and Ivy meet Veronica and Betty at the convention I was just at this weekend.
Amazing.
I know.
No, I love Harley. She's great.
Not enough to remember her fucking name. She's Joker girlfriend.
I'm fucking drunk.
I don't care. We're going to have so much to talk about before we can drive anywhere from this.
I know,
place.
we're going to have so much to talk about.
We're going to figure out the whole story arc, guys.
Yes.
All right. Anyway, let's discuss how characters interact within this world. I told you guys a little bit about my character is that she's probably going to be somebody that you all know, but was inconsequential, somebody that kind of hung out along the sidelines of things. So it's not going to probably be a big deal when she comes back. Except probably maybe Archie got hot.
Yeah.
Cool.
Whoa.
But how are you all interconnected in one way or another? Because it feels like regardless of grade, everybody in high school has some vague interconnection with each other.
And I will say I probably need summer connections because Max is newly created.
Sure.
Did
So would
you
this
have
be
to-
the first school year for Max?
I think so. I mean, it doesn't have to be. He could have come along in freshman year, but
I
then
mean,
that,
it's totally up to you.
yeah, that delays that pushes back the rec,
Right.
to a time in the past. So I don't know if that would mess up.
I mean, it could have also been something where it's like a transfer student during the freshman year, so it was like a half a year kind of thing.
Maybe he came in like a month or so before the end of the final,
Yeah, I dig
before
that.
the end of freshman year. So if the rec, or whatever, it doesn't have to be a rec because maybe it was an animal attack.
It better not be because I said we could double up on types, but not backstories.
Yeah. No, I'm not a werewolf. It's just maybe a werewolf also killed a whole bunch of sports ball players as well as
We'll see when
fighting.
you GM.
We'll see. Yeah.
Oh.
So
He doesn't know what she's done.
yes, but the mysterious accident that claimed the lives of these 15 sounds like a good number
Yeah.
of beautiful young boys.
Can they be lacrosse players, please?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, the 15 lacrosse players.
I can't right now.
So that
You only got 9 abs put together?
right.
What happened to them?
Well, it was a very bloody accident.
That got cut in half.
There were only 9 abs that survived.
Oh my god, I can't handle this right now. I watched too much Teen Wolf recently for this.
So if the accident, whatever it was, happened in say February, and then over the next couple of months, Oliver was still grieving or
Right.
whatever, and then and near the end of the freshman year, Max showed up randomly, transfer student, and and then there's summer too. But now Oliver's had his new awakening, and
Right.
Max is returning, so he's not completely unknown quality. Yeah,
Sure,
that
sure.
works.
I dig.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right?
What about Rose? Lee?
Rose.
She's been
Um,
around for a little while now?
Well, Rose has been around since 1987.
Okay,
so she's been around for 5 years.
She's been in the community
Yeah.
for a while.
So she's
But still always outsidery, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, she's the Asian girl.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right.
So has probably known both of you.
Hashtag.
Yeah, hashtag.
Known
Arizona
Oliver
Asian
and
girl.
Ivy.
Um,
and Rose. Or no, Oliver and Ivy and Lila.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has known the 3 of you for
Okay.
a while.
Yeah, you definitely you would have known.
Yeah. Because we're probably both ostracized.
Oh, probably very much. I bet Lila and Rose got along very well.
Yeah.
I'm seed setting now, but probably to the point where she's like, oh, that's weird. Lila isn't here at the beginning of the school year.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, like, where is my one friend?
Right. The
My
one.
literal one friend.
My literal one friend. Yes. I think Lila and Rose are actually like good friends.
Sure. I'm cool with that.
And I'm sure Lila and you know each other.
Okay.
But Lila is probably, I mean, you weren't probably super hot like in 87.
No.
But you're like the girl next door, just like
Yeah.
everybody else,
Yeah.
hanging out with
Blossoming.
everybody else.
Unlike
And
Ivy,
yeah.
which
And
just
Rose-
crawls up walls.
Rose is not like everybody else.
Yeah.
She's not
and
like other girls.
she's not like other girls. And you're probably way too popular.
A connection that you brought up, which is really funny. Her dad played water polo.
Yeah.
What did I send you in my clique?
Yeah, you
Oh,
totally
no.
did.
No. Rose totally wants to play water polo.
Oh, no.
The idea
I
of
play
water
water
polo
polo.
in Carefree, guys. Holy shit. Do you realize how much water that takes in the middle of the goddamn desert?
Right. So we probably know each other through water polo. Not that I played water polo in my freshman year,
Right.
but that
Maybe
you
you
are
kept
water
score.
polo.
Maybe you were the scorekeeper for water polo.
Well, my father really wanted me to be a part of the team.
Yes.
Oh god, the fact that Carefree has suddenly become so snooty as to have water polo is
Right?
beautiful and also horrible.
Yes. I love it.
Goddamn Carefree.
Like,
There's nothing out there, guys.
Yes.
yeah.
There's Carefree Studios.
Right.
There's hey,
Yeah,
Bill and
that's
Ted's
about
Excellent Adventure.
It. Like, that,
So-
that blows my mind.
I
Right.
know.
Well, turns out Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure is set in San Dimas,
Well, yes.
which is
Said even
this
high
guy's
school's
with
got
no
no
rules.
rules.
which is right next to my
Wild
hometown of Laverne.
stallions.
And I used to hang out at the Circle K in San Dimas.
With Kevin Bacon.
And let me tell you,
Strange things are afoot there.
nothing was goddamn afoot there.
You know what, though? I saw goddamn afoot at Carefree in Arizona at the
What?
Circle K. My grandmother, after she died, we were driving out to her service at the church. And we were following the hearse that must have been carrying Grandma as he pulled over at the Circle K asking for directions.
Oh my god.
No.
And strange things were in fact afoot.
The Circle
Circle
K
K.
and Carefree. That's amazing.
So yes, my grandmother did have a short stop at the Circle K on the way to her
Wow.
services.
I have a full name for
Wow.
you. So it's Ivy Wilhelmina Weston Raw.
Holy shit.
Because
Ivy Wilhelmina.
yeah, it's. I think her first name is
I don't
actually
think-
Wilhelmina.
Are you saying Restonra or West?
Westenra.
Okay, because we're going super Dracula.
as in yeah?
Yes.
I don't think Rose would know anything other than Ivy.
Is
I
that-
almost
Can
named
you
her Mina.
spell
but-
Unless-
Westenroth?
Weston Raw?
Weston with an RA at the end.
Okay.
It's the Lucy character.
I don't
No,
even...
it's totally Dracula. I
Yeah.
follow. I'm picking up what you're laying down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because I almost
All right,
made.
we're
her name
actually
Mina.
creeping on towards
Okay.
10 o'clock. So
Cool. Cobain's.
Okay.
Okay, so I think
Alright.
we definitely have connections here.
Uh-huh.
We have
Oh,
some connections
we had a
here.
We had
Yeah.
a connection we
We have
talked about. Are we
connections
cool with that?
here.
Yeah, we can. I think.
Ivy, I think,
Figure it
is the
out.
one that we need some connections.
Ivy
with.
Yeah.
Harbor.
We
Well, we
had
have
talked
to-
a little bit about
yeah.
that maybe even in grade school, like we've been besties for like a really long time. Maybe whole girl next door thing. Like I'm in some not posh manor house, like sort of down the street from you. Sort
Yeah,
of
I think
thing.
it was one of those things like we just became friends in
Yes.
kindergarten. You
Yeah.
don't know
Yeah.
families.
This feels
Yeah.
very. This
Yeah.
feels very Mean Girls, though, where it's going to turn into where
Yeah.
you're making
Yeah.
Like,
fun
why
of
are you
her.
so obsessed with me?
Yeah.
Why don't we do your backstory first? Because you have to do your
Yes.
backstory last.
Yep.
So we'll get to you.
Oh yeah, no, we were just talking about
Oh, okay.
bonds
Yeah.
and
Connections.
stuff. Yeah.
Which actually that makes sense because as far going back to backstories, the one thing I was having trouble with because I was trying to figure out because I have I give a string or I get a string from all my clique, and I'm supposed to give a string to someone I find threatening, and maybe what I find threatening about you
Okay.
is our shared history.
Oh, because you're coming into power, like
Yeah.
you had
I
to
like that a
assume
lot.
the mantle.
Exactly.
And I might know the secrets of you being just
exactly
a regular
person, and I
person
can't be a
dork.
regular person.
Okay.
I have to be
Okay.
Better.
Gloriana.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
Mr. Oliver.
Long may she
Thorne.
reign in majesty
Okay.
glorious.
Gotcha. I gotcha.
Okay.
Okay, so you've been taking your social cues from someone, and doing so has taught you a lot about them, gained 2 strings on them. I'm kind of thinking maybe Ivy.
Okay.
The normal one.
She seems super normal.
Right, yeah. And she kind of like floats under the radar, like she's known by the popular kids,
Yep.
she's known by the nerds.
But she's
like,
not a
she's-
queen.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think
It's a good
that's
template.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Max has 2 strings on me.
Yes.
Okay. Excellent.
Like I said, guys, this may be running a little later than usual.
Yeah,
We
I'm
discussed
okay.
potentially running at 7 o'clock start time from here on out.
Right.
Yeah,
I just haven't had any flexibility in my schedule.
There's talk about that as a Happy Jacks overall.
Yeah,
switching
so
to
that we
7.
get a little more playtime. And
Yeah.
just so you know, I know we don't, but they're loving the character creation. I mean, it's
Good.
one of the
Good.
yeah.
They're not like, shut up, you
No, this is-
motherfuckers, and just
Yeah.
goddamn finish.
When even when
This
you
is a stupid game, and I hate it, and I'll never tune in again.
No, it's, I think if you even look at session zeros for lots of our stuff, like people really dig that. So
Which is funny because I didn't do it on Razor Ridge because I'm dumb.
Oh yeah, I love them actually. Like
Me too.
as actual
Yeah.
plays, I love watching the sessions.
Yeah.
I think for this game in particular, it's very, very crucial. So actually, what I'd like to jump into real quick, because it is past 10 o'clock, and I feel like we've kind of established where the characters are, and we're going to learn a lot more about them as time goes on. Setting what the baseline is of expectations for this game.
okay.
And that's a very big part of this game, especially because it includes teenagers, it includes sex, it includes all of the things that go with that. So my baseline preference is something along a Buffy, where it never goes so deep that it makes people uncomfortable, but things are implied, perhaps. You know, I don't think that it should get anywhere into something that's grossly non-consensual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
No,
think
right,
that
no.
no one wants
Totally
to go
agree.
in that direction.
Agreed, yeah.
But I feel like awkward situations will happen and should happen because it's supposed to be expressing the teenage experience.
Yep.
Agree.
But it doesn't need to be super descriptive. Just
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I would like for
Yeah.
the next game, when we actually do play our first official session, that we have an X card, and if anybody does feel uncomfortable at any point, they tap it, no questions asked, everybody stops whatever is happening and redirects to something that's going to be easier on that person.
Yes, agreed.
Especially because this game does lend itself to going in very, very dark directions.
Yeah.
for sure.
And a really handy key is asking to fade to black.
Yep.
Yeah,
So-
that's another thing I was reading about is fade to black.
So you know, you can just say out at any moment. Like if it's not quite as bad as an X card, which is screech to a halt. You know, you can just say, "Hey, can we fade to black?"
Yeah.
And we just go.
I don't think anybody needs to go like
No.
Laurel K. Hamilton, like
Yeah.
romance novel
Yep.
here.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I feel like there will be interpersonal connections. There will be interpersonal
Yes.
hookups. I don't think anybody needs to go. And then I entered her.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
So that's just a guess on my part.
Oh my god, that's so hilarious.
That would be the awkwardest, dorkiest thing
God,
ever.
yeah.
It'd be like,
So
Yeah.
many like monster romance novels.
Oh, yeah.
though.
hello. Yeah.
Mac, now that you've experienced all 100 episodes of Teen Wolf,
I've experienced so many things.
yes. So what you need to do now is you need to go through the archives of Price Peterson's recaps of Teen Wolf on
Do I really
on
need to,
TV.com.
though?
Oh yeah, you do.
Really?
Yes.
Do I need
They
to record
are-
my own though? Is what I feel like I should.
No, you
be
need to
doing.
read Price Peterson's first because he does like screen caps and then captions on them, and they are priceless. They are amazing.
And here's the hard
But I
thing.
thought you said the with price.
with Price, yes.
Wait, how can they be priced?
They're priceless with Price. I know.
Here's my hard thing though: is going back and watching the first season.
Yeah.
I can see all the things that I really loved about it.
Yeah.
Because literally, the original movie Teen Wolf is the movie that I think I've probably watched the most in my life, followed shortly by the 1941 Wolfman.
Yeah.
I've seen Teen Wolf a gross amount of times, and there's so many beautiful references in the first season of Teen Wolf.
Yeah. To the
And then
movie.
they just went, you know,
When-
what if we made this like 10% edgier
Yeah.
and got rid of all it? Like they made the cream cheese coach reference. They
Yeah.
had the bowling alley.
Yeah.
They had all of this like awkward, beautiful stuff from the film, and then
Yeah.
they're like, now we're going to fuck all of that.
yes. Yeah.
And I actually like the makeup. I really like the makeup.
yeah.
I like to think that in this game, that's where my character goes, that maybe she can take it further.
Yes.
But it's that I know who you are, obviously, but I'm also startled, so I can't definitively
Right,
tell
yeah,
who you
yeah.
are. Transformation.
The amazing thing about Price Peterson's recaps is he started referring to sex in the show as shirtless hugging. Because that's basically what you do in the show is like they take off their shirts and they start hugging and
Do you
then
guys want a really embarrassing story? From
we
my
have time?
from
Yes.
my teenage years?
Boy, do
I
We
want
have
it.
as much time as we want. Well, like I said, we're already over. We might as well
Okay.
go over. we decided we were going to do an at-home Rocky Horror Picture Show AP experience.
That's awesome.
Because that's the crowd I ran with in high school.
Nice.
Well, yes.
And I decided I wanted to play Rocky, which I still, like, if there is a live cast out there that wants me to come play Rocky for a night, please, for the love of God, contact me. But there was
I know
the
these
awkward,
people.
there's the awkward
I'm aware of these people.
scene happening. And one of my best friends in the world was playing Janet. So it became a very awkward knee rubbing scene. Because I'm just like, and too much.
Yeah.
I can't do this. Nope, I can't.
And so it was just awkward knee molesting.
Yes.
It's like a chest, but different.
Yeah. But the point of this...
Extremely different, but it still has ridges.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
ruffles.
Yeah.
Or mountains.
It's funny. She was a knee cup.
Which is funny because later on we teased her about not playing Ariel at Disneyland because we told her she didn't have the shells.
What's frustrating about
I'm
this
having
game
so many
is that I can't
flashbacks.
hug Joey and
I know
Gina.
that's gonna happen.
I know. Like,
Like,
like we have to like seriously come up with a way to be like, I love you.
Okay.
I feel like though it needs to be like the Rocky Horror and it's
Oh yeah.
elbows.
It's elbow sex.
Elbow sex. This is the best and worst group to have together.
I also just realized my mic was off for that comment, so it's possible no one heard it.
Okay,
Yes.
fair enough.
Yeah.
You know
So-
what though?
That's
The
fine.
first time I ever saw Rocky, I was in the
Puns are
cast.
gross.
No,
And it's
they're awesome.
happening and I
I
hate
couldn't
them.
really because your chair.
Yeah. I'm not a touchy person though.
Okay.
I'm just not. I never have been, never will be.
Yeah.
Uh,
But yes, so Buffy-ish
Yes,
level of...
Buffy is definitely,
Buffy-ish.
I feel like, our template
Yeah.
here, where a little corniness is awesome,
Yeah.
and also the drama is also awesome. Because Buffy walks a very fine line. I think one of the most beautiful moments in Buffy ever is when Giles is talking to her about having slept with Angel, and he's not giving her crap about it.
Yeah,
Like
he's
so many
not
other
slut
shows.
shaming or anything else.
No, and
Yeah.
he's like, you loved him, I understand, it's okay, and it's okay to feel what you feel.
Yeah.
There are moments in Buffy that are so powerful that are
Yeah.
really important to the teenage
yeah.
experience.
The best episode of Buffy, in my experience, is Mom's Dead.
Oh,
I
God.
don't
It's
know.
terrible.
Heartbreaking.
I don't
It's
know if I will
heartbreaking.
ever be able to rewatch that because I watched it before my mother died.
I watched it. No, that was before my mother died too,
Yeah.
and I wept,
Yeah.
just fucking wept.
Yeah.
I know it's
But
coming
it's-
up because I'm
it's-
rewatching right now,
it's
and I know
so
it's
good.
coming, and I'm so terrified
Yeah.
by the body.
It's so good because
I'm
it's
sure
real.
I will not be able to like visually see the TV the
Yeah.
next time I watch that
It's-
episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, but it is so real, and that's what I like about this game.
Yeah.
Is that it's unafraid of being real.
Yes,
You're
absolutely.
monsters.
Right.
Monsters are not real.
Yeah.
That's all. That's
They
crazy
are, but
bullshit.
everybody kind of
But-
feels that way in high school to
Right.
a degree.
But I
And
feel
I
like
think
that's too why
important.
you have to build a mundane drama up.
Yeah,
Because everybody's
absolutely.
already so supernatural. Like, that's boring.
Well,
Yeah.
But not everybody is. My ideal mix for this game is that there are a few supernatural sprinkled throughout rather. Unlike Teen Wolf, where it's like, how are not half of these people supernaturals and the rest of them dead?
Right, yes. Yeah.
And Buffy hit a point too where you're just like,
Yeah.
we're just spinning the wheel now,
Where-
aren't we?
yeah, it's like,
Right.
oh, you
That's
have
how,
magic
that's
now.
how True Blood got too. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
so this season we're dealing with this thing. Okay, which one of
Yeah.
the main characters is this now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right.
You,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
you have to
So-
be magic unless you're problematic Xander.
we are past 10 o'clock now.
Okay.
So I feel like we've gotten past the character creation. I feel like we should really start fresh.
We do
For
still
the
need
first
to.
episode.
Yes.
We
To
need to
finish
finish
threads.
backstory streams.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there
She's
other
only done a
strings
few.
to disseminate
We
right
did,
now?
well, we did
Oh, yeah.
backstory
Done.
strings, your backstory strings. I'll
I've got
do
one
mine.
more.
Oh, here's one.
And
You've done yours already,
Yeah,
and then
and
she
you
can
guys
do
can
hers.
determine if there's additional ones amongst
Yeah.
you as well.
You
Yeah.
did both? You have two?
Well,
You said
mine
two.
specifically is you lack subtlety, give a string to everyone.
But then there's a
oh,
second one,
that's,
yeah.
you're right, there is. I am dumb.
Yeah, generally
And Stu
everybody
has come
has
back
two.
for another guest appearance. He can't get away.
Ah.
All right, you spent strings watching someone from a distance. Their scent and mannerisms are unmistakable to you now. Gain 2 strings on them. And I feel like this is going to be because she's just started and she's been in the hospital.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be whoever was visiting her as she was starting to begin sort of this transformation. And I'm going to say it's going to be Taffy's character.
Absolutely Rose.
Because I feel like Rose
Yeah.
would have been visiting her in the hospital.
100%.
And I feel like she would have noticed things about Rose she never noticed before.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So what is that? I have
2 strings on you.
you have 2 strings on me.
I've got 2 strings. Da, 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 da. So yes, I'm going to say I have 2 on you specifically because
Yes.
you're probably the only one that gave a damn that Rose was the
Probably the only one.
I'm sorry, who?
right? Fair. Was there anything else though with character creation that you feel
Yeah.
is missing out right now?
Yeah.
Where are we at?
So you have to do both of yours last? Or?
Yeah.
I only
You-
have one, but I'm
She
supposed
just
to go
says last.
last.
Oh, you
Yeah,
only
so
have
everybody
one.
else is.
So either
Oh,
you or
okay.
I go next.
Okay. You haven't done either of yours.
I've not.
yet,
I've done
so
either of
Let's
mine.
do one of yours.
Okay.
Okay, so you owe debts. Give away 3 strings, divided in any way you like between the Dark Power and other characters.
Ooh.
I think she owes her best friend a lot. So I'm going to give 3 strings to Lilia.
Whoa.
Holy shit! So I have 5
You have 5
strings.
strings on me. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
5.
I've
harsh.
got 5 strings to hold you down.
But you are the person who thinks you can save me. So I get 1 string on you.
That's fair.
Ah.
All right.
Probably, because she's probably more concerned about your issues than the fact that there was some, like, fucking crazy dog that came out of nowhere and mauled her.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yes.
But you know she's having a tough time.
Yeah.
They're having a tough
She
time.
probably cares more about Rose than her own problems.
Yeah.
Right.
Apparently, it has already been determined that Stu is the janitor. That's why he keeps coming. He's our high school janitor, so he keeps
I'm
just
writing
coming.
that
Yeah.
into
Yep.
my NPC
Oh,
sheet.
It's canon.
Oh, man.
Because he just comes in and out. He doesn't pay attention. He's just like,
That's the best.
yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, kids got blood on the carpet again.
I know. What is this? I don't know. I just clean up.
Sawdust.
So,
Yeah.
okay, so the other one I have is someone seen through your invented past and realized it's all lies. They gain 2 strings on you. And part of me wants to make it Lila because, like, she would be able to smell that I'm, like,
Yeah,
multiple
and
people.
and it could be a delayed thing, too,
Yeah.
where she shows up at school and she's like,
She's
oh,
like,
wait, I knew you from before, because she
Right.
would have known you for a little while, and then, like, something smells wrong.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Wait a second.
So,
you don't
yeah.
smell like the head of the
Right.
lacrosse team.
Right?
But
Yeah.
you smell
You
like
smell
the head
like
of the lacrosse
multiple
team.
people, and I'm very confused.
Right? Yeah. Why do you smell like so many people? Yeah. I mean that was the obvious one to me.
Which is
I
totally
think.
fine,
Yeah.
and it's okay to couch them for later. It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be an immediate thing.
Yeah.
And also give me all the strings for when I come in as a player.
Right? I know, yeah. So you have 2 strings on Max.
Okay, and I actually love that, because I love the idea of her coming in and going, something's wrong, but I don't understand what the fuck is happening
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah. There's a lot of fun in that.
Yeah. No, I'm really excited, because every character I've ever played that's of a werewolf persuasion was already that way when they started.
Oh, yeah.
So I've never gotten to play the, like,
the discovery.
something is weird.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can
That's the
hear
way
things
I
I
do every
don't
time I
normally
play a
hear.
werewolf. I
Right.
want to do
I
something
can smell things that I don't
different.
normally
Yeah.
smell.
We will
That's
have so
awesome.
much fun with that.
I know, it's going to be...
Oh, that's gonna be terrible.
I love it.
Oh,
So,
I think that just leaves Gina, no?
yeah. Now
Yeah.
I want to play 2 characters. Can I have Sabrina, my teenage witch counterpart, who's like a vampire, and
Yes.
yeah, that'd be awesome. Okay, so
you
my
can
backstory.
turn into a vampire.
Oh, I know. I
Yeah.
could. You never know.
I know what you are.
You're a
I love the vampire.
you're a
play,
love
so-
movie.
Yeah.
You're a love vampire. I know you are.
I'm a
Vampires
delight,
is a little... That doesn't work.
No, it
Yeah.
doesn't work.
Too many syllables.
So backstory goes last because I choose one person to be my lover.
I love all.
Yes.
We all. It makes me think of the old SNL sketches with my
yeah,
lover.
which one was? Yeah. Oh my God. The hot,
It's like the hot tub, and
The hot tub.
they can't fucking handle
Yeah.
it. And Will
Right,
Ferrell
yeah.
starts cracking up. because
Oh my
they
God, he's
can't-
so good in that skit.
We all love us.
Yeah, lover. Oh my God, that's such a good sketch, especially the one where Drew Barrymore is on.
yes,
and is,
yeah.
it's really good.
Julia Gulia.
I love that movie.
I know, me too.
Oh my God, it's so good. So I give 3 strings to them, and I take 1 on them. But see, unlike you, who doesn't want to play a garbage character,
Yes.
I want the most garbage character at the table.
Yes. Garbage
Well
for
done.
the win.
Carpe garbage.
Yeah.
Big garbage.
So
Why be a trash panda when you can be a trash god?
I feel like we should add that to all of our things for
No.
this game.
Garbage
is carpe
human.
garbage.
Yes.
That's our
Carpe
new
garbage.
hashtag audience.
Oh, man.
Okay, it's not hashtag
Oh,
Monsterhearts
man.
Mondays. It is hashtag
Hashtag
Carpe
carpe
garbage.
carpe
Yeah.
garbage.
Oh
Yeah.
man, we need carpe garbage T-shirts.
So
Yes.
I'm trying to think
I will
of
buy one.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
who, by description, is probably the most problematic garbage person at the table.
Do
Well,
the thing.
I know.
Do the thing.
So
Spin
So-
the bottle and go.
You
the
could.
queen?
You could always roll a
Yeah.
die and see who comes
No,
up.
it's kind of true.
so
You roll
I,
if you roll a d6 and you go 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4, 5, and then you re-roll.
I will say Max is extremely impressionable. So like very easy to completely take advantage of.
And you'd be like any other
So-
boyfriend where you
Yeah.
wouldn't be very like communicative,
Right.
and I'd have to
Right.
say use your words.
Exactly,
and
yeah.
You are
Yeah.
literally 50% carpet because
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
they made you out
yeah.
of.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Rose literally wants somebody to love her. Anybody.
Yeah.
Literally anybody.
I mean, all
Please
of
somebody
these- all of
love
these
me.
will be
So would give in to
complications.
Yeah.
anyone.
If
Yeah.
you want
I think it's gonna-
unrequited love.
Yeah, I think it's got to be. I know.
Yeah.
It's got to be all of our.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
No, I think that
probably-
makes sense because
yeah.
mine doesn't come into play with
Yeah.
Max until later.
Right.
This
yeah.
is like the Betty Archie thing when Archie's hot and Archie has no like. So we don't have to be a thing, but she's in love
Yeah.
with you.
Here's what
And
it
has
is.
been
I love
since,
this, though.
since we were 8. Like
yeah.
seriously,
There's
or
a song
like 6.
I need to give you for your playlist.
Oh,
There's
cool.
a perfect song for this.
Ooh.
Here's what it is. If you are a dog, then
Yeah.
you want Rose,
Right.
because she will love you unconditionally.
Yeah.
If you want a dog, you want Max,
Right.
because he will love you unconditionally. If you're a cat, you want.
If you
Oliver.
want a literal
want a
dog, you want my
Yeah,
love.
if you're a literal dog, you want
No,
Oliver.
I think
If you want a cat, you want Oliver.
I'm immortal. I want the cat.
Yeah, you want the
Yeah.
cat. Because
Yeah.
you want to be chasing that love.
Yeah, I want to chase that love
Yeah.
and have to fight for it because
Yeah, that's the
I'll
one.
tell you the move I love the one. Well, I love them all.
Yeah.
That's why I love this playbook. But you should check out the Mortal playbook. But there's mess with me, mess with him, so you can use your lover's name as a threat. But here's my. This is how fucked up the Mortal is. This is my sympathy is my weapon.
Yeah,
every
it's
time
so
you,
bad. It's so
every
bad.
time you forgive someone for hurting you, it's okay.
Oh,
It's okay.
I'm gonna hurt you so
And-
often.
Oh god,
The
that
Mortal
hurts.
is such a rough character to
Oh,
play.
yeah.
It's such an
God,
abusive
that's rough.
character.
Yeah, no,
No.
Fuck.
An abused
Yeah, you're a
character.
Well, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
It's,
Oh.
it's a character that absorbs abuse and
Yeah.
But
uses it.
I'm going to tell you, like
Oh.
for me, in
God,
my
that
opinion,
hurts.
the Mortal is the most triggery character.
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely, yeah.
Oh yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, the only time I've ever played this game before,
Yeah.
I played the Mortal,
Yep.
and even though we were playing it really ridiculous, I was looking at this character sheet going, wow, that's fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
No,
yeah.
it is. It's totally
extremely fucked
But
up.
I love
and
it.
it's-
I
yeah.
love this playbook. It's
Same,
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So exactly. So that it's going to be Oliver.
Yeah, I
Oliver
dig it.
Thorne of
Alright.
the Carefree Thorns.
Have we given out
Yeah.
all the things? Or
Yeah. I
give
think
it away,
so.
give it
So you
away,
get
give it away
3
now?
now.
and I get 1.
Okay. I'm assuming since it is 10:20, we should probably go ahead and start in 2 weeks.
Oh, 2 weeks.
We could do a home
all right,
run
do you
scene
guys
or-
want a scene?
Yeah.
All right, I will give you a scene.
I would love that.
Because that is one literal thing that I have vaguely prepared for this game.
Fantastic.
All right. All right.
Oh my God.
I am going
Me
to.
too.
I'm going to read scene setting again real quick,
Yes.
and we'll do that, and then we will say where people can find us on the internet and all that bullshit. Oh no, no. Are you doing your thing?
I'm going to go.
You better hurry.
I got the scene setting,
All right.
or the setting.
Yeah, but
That's
I'll,
what-
I'll do it when you're back.
Yeah.
Okay, what I'm going to do then is instead of doing this at the end, because we're already really running long on time, is go ahead and be really shameless, even though I am full of shame, and talk about the fact that I have an Indiegogo running right now.
Yay! It's awesome.
So I have an Indiegogo running for, and hopefully you've been listening to other podcasts on here or other live streams and you know about it, for Typecast, the web series. Typecast is about 3 actors struggling in Hollywood trying to break out of their typecasting. They are cast over and over again in horror movies and sci-fi films because they are literally monsters. So imagine all media that you have ever watched ever before was actually played by an actor that was that monster. So we have Tony, who is a bog monster, who is theatrically trained and could be a Shakespearean Benedict Cumberbatch level actor if you weren't an unspeakable looking horror. We have Abby, who is my character, is a werewolf who works 3 nights a month and is the current breakfast cereal mascot for Full Moon Flakes. And we have Leroy, who hasn't really done a lot of zombie movies despite being a zombie because of the undead rights movement, and so zombie station flicks are just really passé. And he mostly plays cadavers on crime procedurals.
Oh my god.
So we are funding our first season of it on Indiegogo,
Oh, it's
which
so
is at
good.
bit.ly/typecastgogo. Any amount helps. Sharing it out helps. We have rewards starting at $10. But I think my favorite thing is at the $35 level, we have a specially formulated perfume from Black Phoenix Alchemy Labs that smells like Full Moon Flakes. So it's got notes of cocoa and marshmallow. It's extremely wearable. And it is exclusively formulated for our campaign.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
I love the folks.
I've wanted a lot of things bad in my life. Not really much as bad as Typecast to actually happen. The nice thing about Indiegogo, because we did try it once off a Kickstarter, Kickstarter is all or nothing. You don't raise your full total, you get nothing. Indiegogo, whatever we raise, we will make. We've been upfront. A lot of other campaigns go, well, we need this much to make these many episodes, and we'll unlock other episodes. We'd rather just tell people straight up what it takes to make 8 episodes with practical monster makeup, which is $50K. It's not cheap. However, whatever we get towards the total, we will make as many episodes as we can, be it 1, 3, or the entire 8. So again, bit.ly/typecastgogo. Please check it out. We need help, and even if you think you have a really small social following, tweet it out. Help us out. If you can't donate, your circles, even if we get one person from that, it makes a huge difference, helps us beat down the algorithms, and also helps us stay relevant and also listed on Indiegogo's site for relevant projects. So I don't have to do that at the end now.
Hooray! Good job.
I'm back. Hey.
Yeah.
I just saw myself in the mirror, by the way, with the pop collar and my dangling earring, and my hair's like a little spiky, and I'm like, 16-year-old me would be happy.
Dude.
Yeah.
Of course.
I'm like,
No, you're rocking it. You're working it.
Yeah.
You're working
Although,
it.
fun admission, I've been rewatching Buffy, and the other day I was having a really bad day, and I went by this tattoo parlor, and I went, I wonder if they do piercings, because everybody had like the double ear piercings and that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm going to go in and find out. And they're like, oh, yes, we do. It's $40. And I'm like, hello. Hi, please put holes in my ears. So I actually have a healing second row of piercing.
Yeah.
As of a little over a week ago.
Hell yeah.
So, thanks, Buffy, and my hatred for people being dumb and bad work days. Anyway, so
Totally.
let's do a
Yes,
quick
so-
thing because we are running
Okay.
way over, so
It's
hopefully
awesome,
people
though,
enjoy this.
and they're very into it.
Okay.
So.
Outlaw Podcast!
Yay!
Yeah.
I'm glad people are into it.
All right.
Yeah.
I am going to read once again our scene setting, and then we will go into homeroom. So, once again, for those tuning in or those listening to the podcast who have forgotten this during all of our ramblings. Even in the fall, a time that conjures images of creeping winter, a blazing sun beats down upon the arid landscape of Carefree, Arizona. Deserts are not known for their welcoming nature, but outcroppings of development are scattered alongside cacti and rattlesnake dens, including the unimaginatively named Carefree High, from which a bell screams, signaling the start of the 1992 school year. The students make their way to the air-conditioned halls, some excited, some nervous, some bored, and a few feeling something no normal teenager should, something monstrous. So it is the beginning of the 1992 school year. As noted, it is quite warm still in Carefree, Arizona, even though, according to Wikipedia, it runs 5 to 7 degrees cooler than any other location in the surrounding area of Arizona. You are in the homeroom that I've decided that you all share, and I think you've all decided that you share.
Naturally.
Yep. That's it should be.
Mrs. Jenkins runs the homeroom. Teachers don't expect a lot from the first day of school. You're all settling in. People are filtering into the class. Where do you all sit?
unless displaced by the queen's priority, because I think the queen sets the tone for everything. Max is probably in the back.
That's fair.
Okay.
I think that Oliver is sitting in second row,
Okay.
Yeah.
slightly off center,
Yep.
so that he's still visible, and can possibly, because obviously the students who are going to be better in class are going to sit in the front row.
Sure.
So
That's where the nerds sit.
Exactly. So they're primed for picking. They're primed for, oh, that's the answer. Okay. But they're very, very close.
Sure.
And obviously flanked by Liam, Royce, and Kat.
Absolutely.
Liam, Royce, and Kat. Male, female?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Where are Rose and Ivy sitting?
Liam.
Liam.
Royce.
Rose is in the front seat
Okay.
because she has been
Yeah.
told that the best students sit in the front seat.
Yeah.
Sure.
She's never been the best student, and she holds the seat next to her with her backpack and stuff. And if other people want to sit there, she says, "No, this is for my friend. You can't sit here.
Her friend?
Heart.
Your best friend."
Where is Ivy sitting?
Ivy's going to occupy the seat that is not held by the posse to be as close to so that Oliver has boom, 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 and then the fourth boom.
Right. I think it's so Oliver's in the middle, and
Yep.
then he has two on the sides
Boom.
and one behind.
Boom, boom, boom.
Then kaboom.
Three. Yeah, Liam, Royce, Kat,
Right.
and
I think it's Liam, Royce, and Kat. So Liam's on the left, Royce
Yep.
is on the right, Kat's in the back.
oh man,
So Kat's
that
one
means
step
I'm in the
behind.
front
Tic-tac-toe.
row.
Yep.
Oh, you're
Right?
front,
Yeah,
you're front row.
absolutely.
So I'm
Or
front row.
would you? Or
I
would you
wouldn't
be
have
next
normally.
to Kat so you could look at him from behind?
No, because I'm used to we're palsies too.
yeah.
Like
Okay.
we've been buddies
Yeah.
and pals and whatever. So I'm used to probably being next to you, but those two seats were occupied, so it's like, oh, okay.
This is the closest.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
the closest I can get to Oliver, but I wouldn't normally necessarily. I'd be like second row too.
Yeah.
So, but I've got to sit in the front row.
So
And
they
you're in the
already
front row,
hurt
but there's
you.
like maybe a backpack
No, there's a
between
backpack,
us.
my backpack and stuff, and I've like piled my stuff, like random bullshit from my backpack up on it,
Let's-
so that you're not interested in sitting there.
Yeah, can we say we're still next to each other?
Okay,
Our backpacks
you're
so
on
next
the
to
other
each other.
side?
Yeah, so you're on the other
Cool.
side.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
works.
yeah, yeah. We can do
But
that.
yeah, you're because you couldn't cock block both seats.
No, I don't want to cock both those seats. Just
But
one.
you were like,
because that's for my
yeah,
friend.
yeah,
She's hurt, but she can be back soon.
okay, okay.
And the warning bell goes that's about 5 minutes before the actual class, but everybody knows that they should be in their seats beforehand. No Lila. Not even a hint of Lila comes through the doorway. And very close to Oliver, you hear Brittany Evans talking in very loud tones. Oh, I know. We're just throwing the best party for the beginning of the school year. Everyone who is everyone will be there.
Who amongst my clique is closest to Brittany Evans?
I would say it's probably going to be, let's say it's Liam.
Liam? Okay.
Yeah, because Liam's off to the side, and let's say that Brittany is directly behind Liam.
Okay. What do I know about Brittany? Is she, like, where is she in the social hierarchy?
Brittany is hovering near the top and
Okay.
is very much the competition for that top seat.
Okay.
She's got a lot of money. They have a very nice sprawling Adobe home complex because it's Carefree.
Naturally.
And she thinks that she is all that while she is not a part of the Carefree Studios. She is a part of the upcoming development for a huge golf course in Carefree.
Of course. Of course she is. Great. I am going to keep that under my hat for now. Now, from what it sounds like it's going to be a big party or more like a close personal...
It sounds like a big party. She's obviously talking loud enough that everyone can hear about how amazing she is, that she's throwing a huge party at the beginning of the year. You would also know that Brittany is a part of the drama club. And drama club is very much a big thing where they spread out and they are very much have their tendrils in everything in the school here.
Okay.
Especially because Carefree Studios is so nearby. You have a lot of kids that are aspiring to be actors within the Carefree Studio system.
Cool.
All right. I would like to. I want to play my hand this early. Let's.
Shut that bitch down.
No,
for
that's
the
what I'm thinking
jugular.
of. Let's. So I'm gonna kind of look over, give her a bit of side eye, friendly side eye.
Oh,
Brit-
hi, Oliver.
Brittany, glad to see that the summer was kind to you. I know a lot of people put on the summer 15.
Excuse me?
No, you look great. I couldn't help but hearing you're throwing a party. Are you sure you have enough room in that adobe house that you live in?
You realize how many rooms and how much space we have there, right?
Yeah, that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, it's plenty. I mean, unless you don't want to come to the best party at the beginning of the school year.
I wouldn't dream of it. I was just hoping to maybe lend a bit of expertise. I don't know if you're aware, but we have thrown a soiree or two at the manor.
That's good for you.
Yes, it
It's
is.
very fetch.
Stop trying to make fetch happen.
Fetch is already happening, Oliver.
And dead.
You're welcome to not come, but in case you decide to come to the hippest party at the beginning of the school year, here's a flyer. And she throws a flyer right onto your desk.
I will see if I can fit it into my social calendar.
I won't be sad if you can't.
Oh, I assure you, you will be.
And gives the very 90s whatever. And since it's
Wow,
10:33,
Mom.
I'm going to say that's where we start, is at the beginning of
All right,
this.
I live.
I feel like that's a very good place to at least kick off from.
Oh, I think I'm going to have to start a character burn book. Okay.
Right.
Awesome.
All right. Well, we're waiting for Tappy to come back. Does everybody want to talk about where they can find you on social media?
Sure. For me, on social media, Twitter, you can find me at Gina Ricker, and on Instagram at Gina Random, and then Facebook, I'm just, once again, imaginatively my name.
On Twitter, again, I am very imaginative at
Yes.
Joey Nestra. At Instagram, I am Homo Superior 1685.
As it should
because I'm a
be.
huge X-Men fan, and it just fit really well. I'm also on the
job.
Wizard Cops Harry Potter podcast. It is an actual play where we are writing our own system for a Harry Potter RPG.
Nice.
It's awesome. We are
Did you see the
Aurors in the
boots?
city of New York. It's fantastic. We're in our third season, and it's a rough go. We're hoping to have to get a system put together, hopefully ready to alpha or beta test come
Yeah.
September.
That's
wow.
a really hard thing to figure
It's
out.
been a
Yeah.
nightmare,
Yeah.
but
I
I
was
think
in
we're
a-
zeroing in.
Yeah, I was in
Yeah.
a Harry Potter homebrew for Pathfinder, and it's very difficult to find that middle ground for
Yeah,
it.
we started in World of Darkness, and that's
Oh,
not
yeah,
going to work.
yeah.
And we've
Yeah.
slowly kind of worked.
Yeah.
It really does
I-
take some doing.
I actually I have a Harry Potter PBTA pack that I
Really?
that I wrote. Yeah.
And you have a lightning
Oh.
bolt earring, so you're all
I
set.
did.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
But yes, that is wizardcops.com. We have a website and
Cool. Wizard
podcast
Cops.
where all your podcasts can be found.
Okay.
We are there.
And
You ever checked out Ars Magica?
No.
Oh, yeah.
You should
Yeah.
check out Ars Magica.
Yeah.
Where do they find you?
So I am on Instagram and Twitter at Hoobuk, HOOBUK. I'm on. Don't try to find me on Facebook. I'm Adam West. It will not go well for you.
No.
I'm
Nobody messes with that.
I know, right?
Weed.
Yes, yes, yeah. Oh, the singing is contagious. I'll sing too. Adam West, Adam West, Adam West, Adam West.
What is the thing
Sorry.
where he's in there? He's like the cat's name, and it's like a normal.
Oh, it's
name.
Paul.
Paul. He's like, that's a silly name for a
That's a
cat.
person's
That's
name.
a person's
Yeah, right.
name.
Do I sound like I'm on old time radio? Sorry. So,
Oh, we've been
anyway,
drinking.
woo, yeah.
I love you guys so much. So good.
I love you too.
I'm also on Google Plus, where a lot of gamers hang out. And again, hard to find me because of Adam
Yeah.
West. But if you go to the Monsterhearts community or the PBTA community or the Mask community, you can find me there pretty easily. I post a lot. Well, not a lot, but I post these games. But the other thing that you really want to do is you want to be watching Revelations Demigods every Sunday.
Yes.
Here on happyjacks.org/live, and brand new PBTA game in development created by Jason Mills, who's also running
Yes,
it. Me
Jason!
and Abria and Sam
funny.
and
It's
Kimmy
so
playing.
great.
Oh my god,
It's
so
not
good.
okay how good it is, but I'm going to just drop now that I already have a guest character all planned out.
Wait, what?
I'm very excited.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait.
I
You
have
can
2
drop in
episodes
guest-
I
wait,
can't
wait,
go
hold
to.
on.
Oh,
Well, no,
wait.
I can.
I can't because the reason they're renting is because of fair and
Yes.
Okay, I don't do fair.
Yes. Okay. All right. I'll mention that. I'll mention
do
that.
fair.
But yes, so Revelations Demigods every
Nice.
Sunday
So
from
good.
4 to 8 Pacific. Come watch us. We have an amazing time.
Cool,
So,
man.
hashtag Demi Squad. Yes.
What are we doing here?
Where
Who
can
are
they
you?
find you online?
Meteor.
You want to be found online.
We can find me online. You can find me on the Twitters at ArsonCrafts. 1.
What? Nice.
Like arts and crafts.
Yeah.
Except with
But
more
honey,
expenses.
Yeah.
because I would blow things up back when I used to run things out in the desert at East Jesus.
At East
Nice.
Jesus.
Yeah, and it turns out on Instagram I'm ArsonCrafts.
What?
And if you want to find me on the Facebooks, I'm not known as Tappy.
No.
And so you're fucked.
The end.
The end.
Dude, there's 2 arson crafts.
What?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's-
there's
one.
there's ArsonCrafts normal and fuck
Yeah.
them. ArsonCrafts
Yeah.
1, that's me, but then you
Okay.
can actually
And then there's
find
one
my
with,
name
like,
and
a
find me on
name.
Facebook. And,
Ew,
Yeah.
gross.
Okay.
okay, so on Facebook, my name's Cadwallader. That's why people call me Caddy,
Yo.
and it's Welsh, and you'll find it.
Is your mic off?
What's that?
Probably.
Off on something.
Oh,
in
that's
between.
awesome. Yeah.
I could hear
Sweet.
you with the
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, we're good.
We're good. It's so good.
You can find me wherever great social media is sold as @strange like that. You can also look into a mirror, say my name 3 times, and I'll probably appear and scream at you that you should
Candyman.
donate to Typecast. So please, again, go to bit.ly/typecastgogo. Any amount helps. We literally had someone donate $2 the other day, and I'm not even mad about it because it looks good and it helps
Right?
us stay relevant in the listings. We're going through May 11th currently, and it is making independent film is really fucking hard, guys. So
Yeah.
help us out. And you can find us again in 2 weeks for Monsterhearts.
Yes.
Weeks.
You can find me
Yep.
in 1 week on Insert Coin, which is a Tales from
Yep.
the Loop game
It's
run
also
by
phenomenal.
Kadave,
So good.
which is
Wait
fun.
to
And
watch
I
that.
play the weirdo, so obviously I really stray far outside of my usual
Totally.
scope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, this coming Saturday at the Renaissance Pleasure Fair is the Happy Jacks meetup.
Yes!
Yeah.
Oh.
And
starting at
I will be there for that.
12
Oh.
o'clock at Rogues Reef, which is
All right,
the
she knows more than I do.
quote unquote dirty stage. So yeah, head out to Rogues Reef at the fair this Saturday, and I didn't know we were pimping shows. So
Oh, yeah.
this Saturday, which is also tabletop day,
Yeah, pimp
I'll
all
have
the
you
shows.
know, will be in the evening. Will be ShadowCon, where we're playing an edition of Iron Edda Accelerated, which is not yet out. So there are 2 versions out. We're playing the accelerated version, which will be kickstarted this summer. So, but yeah, Happy Jacks meetup at fair.
And then
Yeah.
you can also catch me and Gina on Spaniard's Ghost
Yeah.
next week
Next
on
week.
Wednesday.
Yeah,
This
and
is the time where you guys talk about all the cool
Well,
shit you're doing.
I know, we forget
Honestly,
these things. 'cause
That's
we're
why I'm
drinking,
good at this.
and that's why I'm really bad at this.
We're
I'm
supposed
bad
to
at
just
promoting
pimp the
me. I'm
calendar.
good at
Pimp the
promoting
calendar.
everyone
Yeah.
else. But yeah, definitely come by Ren Fair and say
Yeah.
hello. I'll
Yes,
be there.
please.
Yeah.
Please.
I'm going to be
Yeah.
in probably fawn makeup again because that's what I did last year and it was awfully fun.
That's hot.
Oh God.
It is horrible.
No, if I can get to fair
Horrible.
both Saturday and Sunday, because we'll be at fair on Sunday, then I
Yeah.
will be there.
That would be fun.
If,
I know.
if somebody that I know might have a comp ticket to get me in,
Yeah.
Gross.
Hot?
No.
All right,
Possible.
somebody give them his picture as the do not let this person into the fair thing.
Again.
Yeah. But do please join us in 2 weeks and we will actually get to the, I guess, story
Session
that's
one.
going to be
Yeah.
happening with this.
Exciting.
We'll see
Yeah.
how that goes. It depends on how many Smirnoff Ices are drunk.
Hi.
All of them ever. Okay, I'm now bringing some extra after
good,
yours. No, you gotta bring yours.
We're
Of course.
fucked.
Next. Excellent. Stay tuned for calendar, even though I think we told you all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Bye,
See you next
guys.
time.
Bye.